What's going on here? Okay. Episode 2.
All right.
Gotta remember the voices here.
I don't.
That'll be all right. Oh,
Ooh.
someone's spine just broke.
Great.
Crack. The sound whips through the air, but from what and who? I look around,
Oh
but
my
I don't.
God.
But I don't remember telling myself to turn my head, like I'm a trapped observer in my own body.
What's going on? Do you hear that weird sound?
Yeah,
Oh, God.
this has got to be like a nightmare or something.
Yeah.
There-
Bookend Gaming is still going.
There are people crowded around me and gasping. Maybe this is Camp Crystal Lake.
There we go. Oh, okay.
There are trees too, a whole clearing of them in fact. A few of them are even lined up in a row. All of them are dripping.
A clearing of trees? Isn't a clearing the space in between
The opposite
trees?
of trees, yeah. Not with sap, not with water or dew, not as nature intended.
Mountain Dew?
Do the dew, it's delicious. Green paint! Oh no, that's paint, not Mountain Dew. It drips with fresh green paint. It bleeds into the bark.
No, it is Mountain Dew.
I look at the first tree, and there's a tail. From where I'm standing, it looks like it connects to the next tree in the row, and long serpent-like body painted through it.
Okay, she's having a nightmare.
Oh, yeah, definitely. This goes on for so long, for too long, each tree dripping paint down to the soil, entombing its roots. Then finally, at the last tree, there's the head of a dragon. It's wearing a baseball cap and smoking a blunt. I know it's a
Sup,
blunt.
bro?
I know it's a blunt because the smoke is a lighter shade of green.
And he told me.
That's not accurate. Smoke that surrounds me, smoke that becomes fog.
Eve, what are you doing?
There you go. It's like I'm trying to
I don't
remember which
know.
one. Yeah, the bubbly one. A voice springs out of the fog. I recognize it. Her. Jessie. Why does she sound scared? Why does she sound shocked?
Sorry.
Why does she sound furious? Teaching him a lesson. Did I? Is that what I did?
The dragon? Oh,
What did I do?
oh,
right.
You
she-
punched a camper in the face.
Yeah, that's right. On the ground, there's a man withering on the dirt, sobbing into a patch of grass. He's covering his mouth, his nose. Blood seeps through his fingers. Blood seeps into the dirt.
You bitch! What the hell? You broke my jaw! You broke my jaw! But I can speak just fine!
Yeah, I was about to say, he seems okay. His voice
I didn't
is,
have this accent before, you bitch!
his voice is muffled. The words tumble out in panic. Yeah? Well, your fucking neck is next.
No! Don't you take another step!
My hand, I assume it's my hand, is balled up into a fist. Blood speckles the knuckles. I open it up and stare at my palm. Such power. So what was the crack?
Ah, God, it hurts! This is assault, you whore! I'll press charges! Sue you and this entire park!
This park's going down. Oh. Crack was the sound his face made when my fist hit it.
That was my face!
How about I work those charges up to murder then?
Calm the hell down, you bitch!
So I dropped a Starbucks cup, jeez. He reels back, raising his hands to shield himself. The green paint staining his hands begins to mix with the blood. I start to stomp over to him.
Nah.
Stomp. Stop. Stop.
Stop! You've gone too far this time, Eve!
Not far enough. Not until he learns some respect. Stop. Jessie tackles me from behind, restraining me with a full Nelson. It's super hot. Get off me! Please.
She's gonna punch
stop.
Jessie. Oh no. All you're doing is incriminating yourself. Now stand down!
No, I don't care anymore. I elbow Jessie in her gut, struggling to break free, but her grip is like a locked chain.
I was in the MMA.
Someone stop her.
That is an order, Adams.
Someone stop me.
Eve!
Stop.
Eve!
Stop.
Eve!
This is a weird telegram. I shoot up in bed. Sweat sticks to my pajamas. Breath trickles into my suffocated lungs as I gasp desperately for air. A pair of arms wrap around my chest like a constrictive rope. Well, that's just adorable. Ew, who still uses a BlackBerry?
Ew. Maybe it's 2009.
Possibly. With a few grunts, I wiggle onto my side. My cheek rolls into a shallow pool of drool as I'm confronted with Yellowstone's murmuring face and buffalo print pajamas.
Pool of drool.
Administration is gonna flip their fries and malts. Snuggling up to me, she squeezes me tighter.
I missed her.
I think I prefer Jesse putting me in a submission hold. I would too. I should put in a request for a door. Yellowstone gives an unconscious grunt, then snores into the fabric of my shirt. Scratch that. I should put in a request for a door with a lock.
But we live here.
Was her hair that long? I don't remember that.
Maybe it was just up. Maybe you're used to only looking at her volcano, you perv.
Oh, I'm talking about Eve.
Oh, hers?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Or maybe I've just been looking at Ren too much.
It was in the braid, but I think it only went down to like her boobs area. So I don't know. It's been 3 months or something.
I guess we'll find out. I fall back onto my pillow. The faded morning light glitters through the window, anchoring me to the present, where my worst mistakes are behind me, just over my shoulder, but still behind me. The mini volcano protruding from Yellowstone's head puffs out light dots of smoke. She's got a hat on.
This thing's massive. What are you talking about?
Matching the rhythm of her breath. I follow the smoke until it dissipates into the padded ceiling. From there, I count the wooden beams that run across it. There are some nightmares we relive every day. That's it. I'm switching to decaf before bed.
Is she awake now? Or
yeah, she's... Achievement!
Yay! We've done it.
Yeah.
That's the whole episode, too.
I'm the best at this game.
We had a nightmare. It was pretty spooky.
Yeah, I didn't like it. It's not how I wanted to start this.
No.
It's supposed to be cute.
Is that going to be the theme of this one? Recurring nightmares?
Oh, God.
Amnesia?
Amazing. I somehow managed to look mildly more dead inside than I usually do.
Dead inside.
I poke at the resting crow's feet that have nested in the deep bags beneath my eyes. Well, that was a weird way to say that. There's a brief lightning strike of panic, a moment where the blades of my mortality slap me across the face, but it subsides, and I swallow most of my emotion with a yawn. Close one.
Whew. Almost had to feel.
Yeah. I'm just tired, but at least I'm not exhausted. Not today, and not even yesterday, in fact. I slip on my uniform and button my shirt. My badge is pinned to my chest, crooked and clinging to the wrinkled fabric.
Ow!
It might distinguish my authority as a ranger, but in the end, it's just a hunk of metal. People generally get the message once they see the hat and khakis.
So I can just wear a hat and khakis and be alright?
Yeah, just walk in the woods.
Hey, it's a ranger. Don't forget about the dishes, Yellowstone.
I'll hop right on it.
That will break them. Yellowstone, is my oatmeal ready yet? I hope it has raisins. I like those.
I'm not your maid. All the raisins you want, cutie. Just need a sec.
Yellows, that's you. I'm used to reading narration.
Used to being the narrator. God, just try to steal my thunder. Yellowstone zips across the cabin, a stack of dishes teetering on her head as she bends to grab the trash and loose clothes.
I finally talked and I didn't want to stop.
Hunched over the table, Yosemite flips a page in whatever tome she's reading today, her fist glued to her chin. Castle of stacked mugs skirting next to her elbow.
Tome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Zion sits crisscross applesauce on the floor. Come on. I guess you can't call it Indian style anymore. Stroking Pup's coarse fur, his bony frame curled up on his brand new doggy bed.
Well, yeah, but I think they said if she sat with her legs crossed on the floor, you'd get the picture.
Well, maybe, because I picture legs crossed, just regular legs crossed.
Yeah, I guess. Crisscross applesauce.
Pup stretches, his silent yawn shaping into a faint howl.
Oh!
Oh! Or coyote bed, I guess.
What's for breakfast?
Oh, God. Step out of my corner of the cabin right as Yellowstone comes charging past the divider curtains. Our foreheads crack together, skin and stone colliding.
Oh, God, that's gotta hurt.
Yeah. A rough edge of her volcano scrapes across my forehead. Oh, right in the volcano.
Shit. Piece of it broke in.
I stumble back. My hands jerk up to soothe the pain, but a leaning tower of dishes slides towards me. Before they shatter before my very eyes, I push against them. Yellowstone's head jolts up to balance the plates.
I'm a volcano.
One sticks out like a Jenga piece. Otherwise, no damage. I breathe out a sigh of relief. Holy smokes! I'm so sorry. I was gearing up for laundry and I wasn't thinking. And Yellowstone.
This is the 5th time this week. Time for the dungeon.
I feel so weird talking to myself. It's so rare that I do that.
Right.
I grip her shoulders and cut off her babbling. It's like you talking to Kenji.
Yeah, it is weird.
It's okay. I'm only slightly irritated. Her skin is pale enough to make me think her soul's been sucked from her body.
Not slightly irritated.
No way. I goofed. You done goofed. What if you got cut? Then Yosemite would yell at me, and I'd need to scrub off the blood before it stains, and then, oh no, coffee. Panic pumps the color back into her. Oh, geez. Not good. Not good.
Just gonna, go whip herself in the corner. I have to punish myself.
I deserve this. She curls her hand into a fist and swats her volcano. The dishes wobble over.
That's hot.
Stupid, stupid, stupid. And over. Why do I keep screwing things up? And over. This is not hippy skippy. We listened to the voice actresses for this.
Yeah.
And she doesn't have that accent.
No.
I
But she
feel like
has
it
to.
fits the way she talks.
And it's Oregon, right? I think we looked it
Is
up.
it?
Or something like that. I mean, that voice just fits.
Yeah, I just feel like it fits the way she's written.
Right.
English now.
English, motherfucker.
I forgot to make your coffee, Eve. This is almost too exhausting for me to deal with. I might even laugh if it didn't look like her heart was about to swan dive out of her chest. Is that it? Don't get so worked up. I can do it myself.
No, that'd be stupid.
Do you have a volcano on your head? Nope, didn't think so.
Master gave Dobby a sock. Dobby is free.
Really? You're not going to give me a knuckle sandwich? Because I'd give me a knuckle sandwich. Please hurt me, Master.
Yeah.
She raises her fist to clonk herself over the head again. Yosemite glances up, more interested in polishing off the page she's on than anything around her.
If I were you, I would just step all over me. Hey, quit it.
She stuffs her nose back into her book. Thanks for the input.
And don't forget about the laundry.
Concerned. I'm here too! Zion whips around to look at us. For at least the 20th time this week, I find myself wondering how such a small girl can hold so much panic.
Please don't hurt yourself. It makes me sad.
She doesn't hit herself, but everything else they said must have gotten drowned out. Yellowstone's eyes swim in their sockets, landing on random corners of the room like something's about to leap out and eat her. Yeah, me. You holding up okay? Her eyes flutter, then focus on me. She grins and shoots me a thumbs up.
That's not a
peace
thumbs up.
sign. Proof enough for me that she never hopped off her usual nonstop sugar rush. Yep, just dandy. Butt's just a little sore from when you shoved me out of bed.
Or from what we did the night before.
I said punish me, but geez. I slop past her, pushing out one last yawn as I start for the kitchen. Stay out of my bed. I'm not the cuddling type.
That crack was the sound of my ass cheeks.
Clapping away. Oh, but your bed is so soft and cozy, just like you, dollface.
We ruined the game, although it seems to be trying to do that itself anyway.
Yeah, it's fine. That's what we do. People expect it at this point. I'm not sure which one I feel first, my eye twitching or my cheeks burning. It's all made worse by Yosemite snickering behind the safety of her book, the coward. Okay.
Man, it really that's a problem.
Couldn't handle that.
The exception was about to occur again.
I really hope not. Can it before I pour coffee on in your head.
Well, that would kill me. What's the matter? Big Bad Ranger gained a little weight. Does she not have abs of steel? More like flabs of steel. Am I right?
Oh, Jesus. That's so corny. I'm surprised it actually wasn't in there. No, but she has fists of them.
The scariest thing about that threat is how stale it's gotten.
Jeez.
It's really
I
drugging
don't know
them.
what's going on here. I huff towards the sink and ignore her, choosing to fill up the percolator instead. It's not my fault Yellowstone uses a stick of butter in all her cooking.
Oh, that's the best.
Yeah, she is Paula Deen.
Throw some vodka in there.
Say, do you care if I rake up all your dirty clothes? I'd like to sniff them. And it's laundry day.
Time for the panty raid. Laundry. What a novel concept.
Yeah, I don't wash
'cause
my
I'm reading a book.
I guess she probably doesn't wash her clothes since she's wet all the time.
Is this Yosemite Pun Day?
Yosemite mumbles loud enough for the point to get across. Yellowstone's smile fades and her gaze droops down. Go ahead, knock yourself out.
I will do that.
With
Literally.
pleasure. She slinks behind the corner. Zion watches intently, observing Yellowstone as she gathers up my clothes. God, the animations are
I think
like
it's, well, yeah.
juking out. With Zion's attention drawn away and in desperate need of more morning pets. Oh, morning pet, like the action of petting. I was like, what are morning pets?
Pup.
Afternoon pet? Yeah. Pups
No, like actual pats.
Yeah,
Pets,
petting
yeah.
the dog in the morning. Pup hops out of his bed and braves the world. He buries his snout in my legs. Lucky bastard. I let the percolator fill up with water and bend over to scratch his ears. He leans in, grunting in ecstasy.
Oh, God.
This is getting a little weird. His ear flopping up and down like a flag in the wind.
Mm-hmm.
If clocking some dumbass in the face gets me a suspension and banished here, then I can only imagine what Jessie would do if she found out I wasn't just feeding Pup, but housing him as well. I crank on the stove and pour in the coffee grounds. I gaze out the window, waiting for the coffee to boil. Across the road and past the field, I spot the butt end of a motorhome big enough for me to know someone is compensating for something. Even when muffled by the walls of trees, their argument carries across the clearing. I mean, really, a motorhome compensating? They live in it.
I'd want it to be big, too.
Yeah.
If you're going to live in it. Today's idiot. Christ, Shannon, I'm doing what I can.
A man.
Clearly you aren't. Every time I asked, you insisted,
God,
Steven,
Karen.
that there was hookup. Every time.
A woman.
I forgot the... I didn't drive 2,000 miles just so you could nag me, woman. God, you're just like your mother.
Oh, definitely married.
It's always my mother with you, isn't it? Well, if I have to shower in one of those germ shacks, you won't have to worry about her ever again, or me.
Thank God.
Finally! Those germ shacks are publicly funded miracles. DOI willing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was like, do I?
That's how I read it. Do I willing?
Ungrateful ass. Just listen to them, pup.
I am.
Yeah, I heard him way before you did. His ears perk up and his head tilts. I think he's listening to me instead.
I enjoy it down here instead.
He looks at me instead. They'd rather sleep in a tin can than a tent. How do you mess up camping that bad?
That's what I'd rather do.
They're probably old.
A woo.
Pup paws up my leg. I missed Pup. A desperate plea for pets. Absolutely. But I have a desperate need for validation, so I think this is a reasonable trade-off. Idiots. The hookup is at the campground.
Stop moving your leg.
How much longer do you think it'll be until they decide to just dump the septic tank? I was actually moving my leg. I was like, sorry?
Be serious, for God's
sorry,
sake.
I'm twitchy.
I think a better question is how much longer you're going to use your nihilism as a security blanket.
Nihilism.
What did I say?
Nihilism.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. Until they're all dead.
I have 7 billion pieces of bad news for you, but a bitch ain't one. And you're one of them.
Coffee boils over the spout and dribbles down the percolator. I twist off the stove and bring my boiling pot of sunshine over to the table. How about you like this in your face? Keep patronizing. If a tiny forest fire makes you come down with a fever, I can't wait to find out how bad you smell when Mr. and Mrs. Crisis Counseling decide trash cans are too complicated.
Yeah, we'll burn down your damn forest again.
You stink. I reach for a dirty mug balancing on top of the 5 others. Like I've done thousands of mornings before. I pour the still simmering coffee.
God, my life sucks.
Yeah.
Just what do you think you're doing?
I tip the percolator back, 3 drips already speckling the cup. Pouring coffee?
Well, you suck. Into a dirty cup?
Well, your ass ain't washing them. I glance back at the mug. A faint ring of yellow tea residue circles around the middle. Looks fine to me. Yosemite's ears flatten.
But I just drank out of it.
I'm not skipping my morning coffee because of your slobber. I mean, I'll do much more with you. I pour the rest until it nearly slops over the edge of the cup, keeping my eyes locked with Yosemite's. I take the first sip.
I'm self-conscious about my hair. Leave me alone. I can't believe you. You're so gross.
Aren't you the one that uses the same tea bag over and over because you don't want to be wasteful?
Yeah, but that's different.
Yosemite caresses her forehead. A pink glow gradients her cheeks.
What if I get your germs, huh? I don't want your syphilis. We can't just go swapping saliva like that, you know?
Well, I'm drinking after you. You don't get any germs from that.
Right.
I think you have your information mixed up.
I think you can drink out of your own cup and be all right.
Yeah. Yosemite gives a tired sigh. Any hint of embarrassment has been replaced by exhausted certainty.
What are you talking about? Of course I don't. Everyone knows germs are exchanged between both parties whenever body fluids come into contact.
I think the only germ any of us need to worry about catching is your ego.
What the...
Snap, snap, snap.
Oh, damn.
I wonder if she just feels obligated to know more than everyone else, even when she's wrong. Like being smart is her cross to bear. Even if she's a smart aleck and know-it-all, I've come to not like, but appreciate Yosemite. Right. Yeah, that works. I appreciate Yosemite.
And I appreciate you shutting the hell up. So how long do you plan on letting the breeding pair of... What? So how long do you plan on letting the breeding pair struggle out there before helping?
Until they go away, or my shift starts, whichever comes first. We glance out the window. The yelling continues, blending in with the chirps of morning birds.
Devil woman!
Don't tell me my business!
Isn't teaching these people how to not mess things up your, I don't know, job?
I rip open 2 packets of sweetener I find buried beneath Yosemite's research. She gives me a dirty look for digging around in her crap, but I just ignore her and pour them into my coffee.
Everything they're doing out there affects my ass.
I signed up to protect and preserve. It's not my job to teach these people, especially when they care so little about the parks they couldn't even be bothered to do a little research.
Correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm not, but weren't you the one who sent those kids to a fire safety course after that incident a few weeks back? There's the time.
Few weeks. Thank you, game.
So, like, 21 days ago.
There we go. But I'm not the one teaching that course, am I?
So you're just going to let them keep making mistakes?
They married each other, didn't they? Don't make it sound so innocent. It's ignorance, plain and simple. You can't teach people to appreciate the things they have. They either already do or they learn it on their own. If they can't, that person is just defective. And take a wild guess at which one most people are. How come you're defending them anyway? What happened to your lectures about the dangers of humanity?
I gave it up 21 days ago.
I wiggle my fingers like a ghostly specter, then throw back a couple of gulps of coffee. Hey, the ghost thing is mine.
Yeah, don't steal our shtick. They were never lectures on the dangers of humanity. They were lectures on complacency, real ignorance, particularly in relation to people in power, like rangers, power rangers. You say you're sick of cleaning up other people's messes?
We're so lame.
And teach them how to avoid making them to begin with. Or do you not want to protect and preserve?
A smirk creeps from the corner of her mouth, smug and irritating, but her eyes are narrowed, stern and genuine.
Neener, neener.
God, I hate when she has a point.
My ears do.
No one should be allowed to be as smarmy as you. You know that.
Oh, smarmy.
Busted out the old school stuff.
Yet here I am, rock you like a hurricane.
Yeah, but can you disappear?
Yeah, if the forest burns down, you bitch. You're just upset because I'm on to something.
What you're on is a tangent.
And what you're on is your period.
Yeah, God, a couple of sassy bitches. I swipe away the book resting beneath her arms, mostly because I know that if I don't, the verbal thrashings are going to wear down my argument I have. And my ego just can't handle that today.
You just called me an egomaniac.
And what is it even that you're educating yourself with?
A book.
I read the title of the sleek paperback cover, dog ears bending from the corners and sides from multiple read-throughs. Feels like the pages might fall out if I give it a good enough shake. The Human Mind, God and Architect by Dr. Angela Merrick. Sounds like some New Age trash to me.
You're New Age trash. Give that back. It's valuable research.
Why is there porn tucked in the middle of this? She wrenches it from my hand before I even get the chance to comply, then cradles it close to her chest.
It's her erotica.
I raise a very doubtful eyebrow.
Dr. Merrick was a road paver who time just hasn't caught up with yet.
If my eyebrows had muscles, they would be getting an intense workout.
She argued that the human consciousness, or rather the collective consciousness of mankind, was powerful enough to create...
Her eyebrows are just doing the
That's
worm.
what I was going to say.
That's all
Like, she's
I'm
just sitting there
picturing.
going...
She says this like it's common knowledge, and I mean, maybe it is to crazy people. Create what?
Anything. Things, places, maybe even entire worlds. All without ever even knowing it. All that energy needs to go somewhere, right? Minecraft sure is a great game.
Uh-huh. And what evidence is all this based off? I don't know, the billions of sales?
Right? Her own eyewitness accounts and analysis, even though she was blind?
Oh, honey.
What?
You got suckered.
I did not.
So hard.
Shut up.
Sure, you've already said more than enough. It all sounds like hogwash.
Whoa. Her
See?
hair lines up with your background.
Oh, weird.
I was like, whoa, she's sticking out of the frame.
She's coming right for us. See, she's got it.
Yeah, baby, she's got it. Yellowstone, be quiet. I'm trying to open Eve's puny mind.
You did that to me and I got a giant hole in my head. I breathe in, ready to take another stab at her, a sharp one, when Yellowstone gets the first word in before me.
Okay, bye.
That was
And then
a
I had
lot
a
of
weird
wind-up.
crystallizing moment.
Yeah. Well, actually, I was wondering if I could start rinsing off the dishes. She twiddles her fingers together. It's hard to go regular voice after doing that voice.
Yeah, I almost did like a southern draw to something Yosemite said because I had just done it.
Yeah.
Like, no, that's not right.
Shifting her eyes to the ground, away from Yosemite's hawkish stare, I think she may actually be scared of her.
About time. All right, take them 2 at a time. No one more, though. I don't want to see any of them break, like someone's scope of thought.
Why are you so interested in what a quack has to say anyway? 2 by 2, Yellowstone takes the mugs by the handles, resting them in a bed of bubbly water flooding the sink.
Because that quack gave me a theory.
What kind of theory? Like involving your research? I lean in closer, my voice dropping to a hushed whisper, even though there's no secret to be kept. Even though I really couldn't care much less than I do already, and that's not much at all. It's just a small amount, really. About where you 3 might have come from?
Something to that effect. Let's consider, just for a moment, that if enough people feel strongly about something, then they really do create some kind of, I don't know, physical embodiment of it. Whoa, meta.
Doubtful, but I'll suspend my disbelief.
Oh,
That's you.
for some reason I thought that was Yellowstone.
It's so hard because they will start with Y.
Yeah. So wouldn't it stand to some kind of reason that since strong feelings, and as a result, cultural perceptions shift with time, the physical results of it would change too?
Am I the personification of boobies?
Oh, Boob-chan.
What are you getting at?
I don't know.
Her face is flushed again. I wonder if this is her first time saying all this out loud. Does she hear how ridiculous it all sounds?
What if those physical results are us?
My spine tingles, the realization that these girls are something different, re-emerging for the first time in days. I'm practically with them all the time now, so I've gotten used to it. But the idea that they're not flesh and blood like me, but flesh, blood, stone, feathers, and volcanic rock too, it makes this truce we have seem utterly ridiculous. I'm playing a house with 3 fairies, sprites, ghosts?
We've never really cleared this up.
Right.
They took me to some weird-ass place where I was upside down.
Yeah. Apologies, ma'am. I wasn't aware it was against protocol to house fairy tale creatures in our posts. But don't they damn near look like real girls, though? So what, you think Zion here is going to go through park puberty in a couple years, maybe sprout up by 2 feet?
I'm very nervous about that.
The lollies sure hope so.
Yeah.
Zion blinks, glances back and forth, then points to herself as if to confirm, yes, we really are talking about the same Zion.
Okay, bye. We needed you for that instance so we didn't forget who Zion was.
Yeah, she hasn't done anything in a while. She just floats around all the time.
Yeah.
Yosemite scoots back in her chair, eyes wide and distant, like I just plucked at a nerve. When her ears flatten, I can tell the conversation has hit its wall.
Puberty would be more
you go.
forgiving. Puberty is confusing.
Yeah. Yellowstone comes back around for the last mug.
Done with your coffee? It's cool if you aren't, but if you are, then can I nab it? I mean, as long as I'm not rushing you to choke it down. But if it's cool beans, then...
No, there's only one. You gotta wait till the other one is dirty.
Right? Go ahead. It's cold now. That was quick. But you can drink whatever's left in the cup.
How long have you been sitting there?
Yellowstone bounces nervously. The kind of shaking I get when I go a day without coffee. It's like her personality has been flipped on its head. Everything's gonna dump out. She still has boundless energy, and now it's all neurotic and buzzed up. I hand the cup off to Yellowstone. She brings the mug to her lips, tilting it back.
Stop drinking out of the same cup! For God's sake!
Yosemite dives across the table. She slams down in front of me. Her hand stops just short of the mug. Yellowstone jumps, stirred by the crack of Yosemite flopping on the table. The mug falls and shatters.
Oh, good job. Didn't you want Yellowstone to not shatter the cups?
It's gonna be glass everywhere. Pup's ears rise to attention.
The hell?
There's a quick sliver of silence as we stare at the broken pieces of ceramic.
Go get a dustpan, Yellowstone. This is all your fault.
You did it. Static crackles over the radio. The familiar chirp of Jesse's voice is bright enough for me to want to draw the curtains on it.
Up and at 'em, Ranger! The forest doesn't sleep, and neither do we!
I mean, all three of these girls slept. She drones on, but all of our attention is turned to Yellowstone. Her eyes drawn down. Puffs of smoke blot out of the air above her, rising from her head like a stack of exhaust. Her fists clenched together. I hear them crack.
She's gonna explode.
Her arms tense until they shake.
Immersive.
Thanks.
I'll get it later.
A stiff whisper. Sorry, I didn't whisper. Quiet enough for me to be unsure if I even heard it right.
Oh, she's gonna stand up for herself.
Yellowstone zaps out of sight. Gust of wind twirls around us, tossing loose papers from the table. Then there's just empty space.
Oh, shit. Wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey. Potential disciplinary action-y, Eve.
That doesn't work.
I ruined it by saying the actual thing.
Yeah, but it, action-y does not replace bacon. Okay, whatever. Zion looks up to Yosemite.
She sucks at it. Give her a break.
Concern swimming in her eyes.
What's wrong with Yellowstone? She's not acting like herself. I mean, she's not even here.
Yeah, let's talk shit on her while she's gone. God, girls, come on.
God, her head is weird. She's fine. Don't be pulled in by the theatrics. She's just being a brat.
Yosemite goes back to reading, occasionally grumbling.
Stupid bitch.
Zion looks to me, but the best I can offer is a shrug. Don't ask me what's normal around here. I stand up and stride over to the radio, picking up in the middle of one of Jesse's threats masked by good cheer.
This pretty light-up pen on my desk is ready to write up if you don't answer by the count of 5. 1, Mississippi. 2...
This is Ranger Adams.
I should have counted Mississippi.
And you can't fire me. I already have a letter of resignation. Over.
My shredder is more than ready for that.
You're supposed to say over.
Over.
What do you want, Jesse? I'm trying to enjoy the peace before throwing myself at the mercy of the general public.
I just thought you might want to hear from your favorite supervisor. Over.
Funny. You had the same thought yesterday, and the day before that.
Just making sure you aren't boarded up in that cabin, hiding your pretty face from the rest of the world.
So thirsty. She hides the next bit under a cough.
To let you know you're on trash duty.
Like hell. I'm on patrol this week, not sweeping up cigarette butts.
I'm on patrol. I'm on patrol. Don't be such a diva. You're just taking the trash out of bins that are already filled up. Hardly community service.
What happened to the usual guy? Simmons or something?
I killed him. Dead mother-in-law, he says. I don't know. 5th one this year by my count.
Maybe someone should look into that. Tragic. We both sigh. Hers sounds like wind coming through the speaker. Get a pop filter. Every trash can in the meadows, I'm guessing. There has to be an easier way to do this. Don't the Grand Teton guys have a sensor in all their cans? Something that pops up on their tablets when everything's full?
I have a sensor in my cans. Costs quite a bit. I hear it rains. I have ESPN when I feel my boobs. I I feel it rains manna in Grand Teton too, but that doesn't stop our year-round season down here, and that eats up most of our budget. Sorry, sweetie, but you'll have to do this on the old-fashioned way, elbow grease and all. The pokey stick with the thing on the end.
It's not elbow grease. I'm going to be covered in once I'm finished.
But you will be filled with pride and a job well done. Da, 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 da.
A sense of pride and accomplishment.
Just remember to lather and rinse with cold water.
I release the comm button, making sure my groan doesn't travel through the radio waves and give her another reason to scald me. But her voice drops to pitiable sympathy, almost as if she could hear me anyway.
I heard you press that button. Do this for me and I'll bring you some new snacks the next time we catch up. I have teriyaki jerky, your favorite.
That's not new then. Her voice glides along in a melody, like bribery is a surefire way to my heart. And I mean, yeah, it is, but she could be less obvious about it.
But damn, do I like teriyaki jerky.
Make it 2 bags, and it's a 10-4.
You've got yourself a deal, Ranger. Have fun! Over and out.
Yep. I set the mic aside, not bothering to put it back on its hook. With a sigh, I grab my travel mug and pour the rest of the coffee from the percolator. Coffee machine. Just say coffee machine.
I was going to say, they really like the word percolator.
Yeah. Well, girls, duty calls.
Clean up duty, from what I heard.
Don't listen to my phone
Sucks
calls.
to be you.
If you find a way to spin this to prove another point, I'm quitting.
You're going to be cleaning out my armpits today. Oh no, I'll leave it as it is. Just finding some worldly irony in it is all.
I know just the place where you can shove your worldly irony.
In my hat.
I snatch my hat off the rack and open the door to the bright morning, letting some of the chill in. Zion calls out as I step onto the porch.
It's going to take her a bit, though. But what about Yellowstone? We can't just ignore her.
She looks to me, then Yosemite, anxious for words of comfort.
Good point, Eve. Oh, good point. Eve, if you see Yellowstone, make sure to remind her to do laundry.
Jeez, she's the worst. Oof.
She sucks.
I grunt as I struggle to lift what must be the 100th bag of garbage from its bear-proof receptacle. My arms lost all feeling roughly 50 bags ago.
You're going to get attacked by a bear.
Heaving the bag up and into the bed of the pickup truck I've been given, I spot a split near the seam.
Make sure you draw a bear-resistant circle.
Like, bears can smell period blood. Oh no, 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 no. I shove the bag upwards just as it starts to tear, managing to avoid most but not all the trash juice that spills out. Some of it splashes onto my gloves, staining them at a repugnant puce color. God knows what's in it. Cigarette butts, energy drinks, whatever other chemicals people feel the need to imbibe themselves with. At least with coffee, you know exactly how you're poisoning yourself.
Yeah, who has energy drinks? Ever.
Right. I mean, I know what I'm poisoning myself with an energy drink.
I'm currently drinking one.
Yeah. I'm always drinking one. Once the bag crosses that threshold into the bed of the truck, though, it reaches the fabled not my problem zone. I'm sure Simmons will eventually be tasked with throwing it all out. Whatever they pay that man is not enough.
I live in that zone at work.
Whatever they pay me isn't enough. I fluff up one of the empty industrial-sized bags and replace the one I just removed before fitting the lid back on top. Only another 1,000,000 trash cans to go.
It's a lot of trash cans.
There's going to be a lot of me.
Yeah.
All the other
Get
people
your
are gone.
Your own Hassau paragraphs.
Yeah. I climb back into the cab and head off down the road. The truck is older than I am. With a busted radio and a tape deck that might work, I wouldn't know, because who has tapes anymore? Because I can't think of anyone who still uses cassettes. Why didn't I just read that part?
Right.
Didn't we all decide to switch to CDs a couple years ago?
Yeah, but the truck is older than you are.
Yeah. CDs, this must be late 90s, early 2000s. Everyone uses MP3 players now.
That's true. Did it say a year? I don't remember
Nah,
at
I
the
don't
beginning.
think it did. The occasional car passes by, more of them going in the opposite direction of me. Good. That's one less person to deal with. I emptied the next trash. Yeah, the
She's
next
just
trash
like me
can.
at work.
Yeah, she's just like me in every
Yeah,
situation.
thank God I don't have to interact with this person.
This one goes better, and I managed not to spill anything on myself. At this rate, I'll probably be done by lunchtime.
Oh, good.
I hadn't even been driving for 2 minutes before I spot a glimmer of green plastic nudged against a bush. Sighing, I pull over. Couldn't wait until the trash can, huh? Just had to ditch it right now.
I mean, it's 2 inches from the trash can. That pisses me off more than if it were in the middle of the forest.
Honestly, it's not empty in the trash that bugs me. It's the inherent laziness that people seem to have built into them. Sure, they might initially feel attention guilt, but they'll never think about that piece of trash again. They'll never think about how many years it'll take for that plastic to decompose, or the bird that'll choke on it. No, people will continue to live their lives, content to watch their nature documentaries while occasionally crying when a polar bear drowns.
Aww.
That's their good deed for the year. After all, there's nothing they can do about it. They're just one person, right? Yeah, it's laziness, alright, and laziness is harmless until you realize it's just another form of selfishness.
God, she's gonna punch someone else.
Right? Without bothering to put on gloves, I slam the offending bottle into the back with the rest of its brethren before resuming my journey. I can only pray that it eventually gets recycled.
These people just return to camp, and she's just, like, kicking their tents down
Yeah.
and ripping their shit apart.
Throwing it all away. I'd like to see Yosemite's justification for something like this. It's not my job to teach people why they shouldn't litter, because I'm not a third-grade science teacher or a bear in a ranger hat.
Is she giving Yosemite a sponge bath right now?
Oh, wait, I guess... What? Oh, yeah.
I feel much better. Thank you, Eve.
I just made a Smokey Bear reference, but I guess I shouldn't have made a Smokey Bear reference. I should have made the Hootie the Owl reference.
Yeah.
Smokey Bear doesn't care about litter. He cares about fires,
I mean, he probably does.
I guess.
But, yeah. I don't know.
Hootie. It's Hootie the Owl.
Hootie and the blowfish.
Yeah. They're back, by the way.
Are they?
They're in the studio recording again.
Cool, let's go.
Not cool. Who cares? Why'd I even bring it
Then
up?
why'd you bring it up? Jeez.
I don't know. I just heard it on the radio. Whatever. Random. It's apathy, plain and simple, and you can't educate apathy away. Every now and then, there's the occasional camper who means well and just needs a push in the right direction. But for every one of those campers, there's 10 more waiting in line for that nature documentary. Ironically enough, Yosemite misses the forest for the trees. Does she know just how many people lose their footing and fall off cliffs in these parks? If they can't even take care of themselves, then how could anyone expect them to take care of the land? Just ahead, I see an aluminum can lying lonesome in some underbrush. I pull over and dig it out. Shocker, it's an empty can of beer. The coloring is faded by the sun, meaning it's been out here for a while. Toss it into the back.
Having fun over there?
Yeah, I'm running out of air here. Not even a good brand.
God.
I take a sip.
Yeah. Cheap assholes. Natty Light.
Ugh, God. That's brings back terrible memories. By noon, I'm just about done. There's still a handful of trash cans left to deal with, and then I'm free. My arms are sore from all the hauling and lifting I've done, and I'm probably going to smell like garbage for a week. It's time for the bathhouse episode. If nothing else,
Already? That was quick.
if nothing else, at least it's quiet. I lean back and stretch, soaking in the sun as it warms my face.
The sun is also a personification of a girl.
There's going to be a bear. Something rustles in the bushes behind me. Before I can turn around, my vision goes black as someone covers my face with their hands.
Oh God, it's Misha.
It's a bear! Guess who?
a bear.
At least there isn't any time to be concerned. Yellowstone. Oh, shucks. Was it that obvious?
How come the people that always do that are the only ones that make it obvious?
Yeah.
They're always like super like peppy and excited
Right.
about it.
Well, I mean, it's obvious when I use that voice, so.
I guess.
You're lucky you have a distinctive voice, or else you'd be unconscious right now. Heavy breeze rushes around us. Even though the jig is up, she doesn't take her hands away. You're such a grump, Eve. Don't you ever lighten up a little?
Joke's on you, I'm barely conscious right now. I smoked a blunt with a dragon in the forest.
I just downed this big faded can of beer.
I've been throwing shit all over.
Firstly, no. Secondly, I'm pretty sure someone coming up out of nowhere and latching onto my face is a good reason to be annoyed.
She's still holding onto your face.
Yeah. But we're friends. To emphasize, she squeezes me a little tighter. At the same time, the breeziness intensifies, like she's holding me in a wind tunnel. An electrical hum buzzes around us.
Oh. Just hold still.
We're good friends. The truck, maybe, or a nearby power line. Don't push it. Are you going to let go or not? Oh, right. Ta-da!
You're hurting my eyes.
Yeah. She finally lifts her hands and I turn around to face her. Seriously, though, don't do that again. I meant it when I said if I hadn't heard it was you, I'd have knocked you out. Wouldn't be the first time.
My head's made of stone, honey.
And besides that, I stopped short, staring past Yellowstone's repentant-looking face, only to realize something. I have no idea where we are. The truck is gone. She teleported you
God
again.
damn it.
Quit doing that! The familiar trees and bushes have been replaced by different trees and bushes.
Wow.
Beside that, isn't it besides? Don't you put an S there?
I do.
Yeah, I do too. Besides that, where the hell are we?
I don't know.
We are somewhere.
Over the...
We're home! That's where we are.
Yeah, she just teleported us somewhere.
I mean, I know what you were going for there with the rainbow.
Right.
I wasn't going to sing that whole song
Well, they're not in Kansas.
anymore. Are you happy
Thanks.
now? Okay, let's move on.
I'm fulfilled.
You will be. She stretches her arms as wide as she can, presenting the grand view of wherever she dragged me to. I glare at her, waiting for her to just come out and say it.
Presenting her grand view, huh?
Well, I guess it's only home for me.
Hey, we're in Yellowstone.
Oh my god, she teleported us so far.
Yeah.
She clears her throat and steps back. Again, she sprawls her arms out like a soaring eagle and presents me with the view, like she's waiting for me to clap.
I guess that answers the question of, like, when we asked, like, well, what if something happens in Yellowstone or Zion?
Yeah, so I guess they can
You
just
just teleport
get there.
there.
Yeah, teleportation makes sense.
Right.
I mean, are we gonna argue about the rules
Kind
of
of.
a world where
Yeah.
she's got a volcano head?
It's a little ex machina, but, whatever.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Yellowstone National Park, the prettiest place on the planet.
A little full of yourself, aren't you?
Maybe she didn't have a giant dome on her head. Instead of clapping, I cross my arms and gaze around. This must be where she took me the night we first met. Now that I'm not being dangled over a ledge in certain death, I get a bit more time to appreciate the view.
Well, that's the fun of it.
We're standing near the base of a tall mountain that I recognize from years' worth of pictures and postcards. Mount Washburn.
That's my dad.
Vast forests cover huge swaths of the land. Lodgepole pines are by far the most common tree. Not only do they grow from the earth, but a defiant few sprout up from the rocks themselves.
Ooh.
Rebels. Velvety green grass blankets the lesser hills and slopes nearby. You're right about it being pretty, at least.
I bet I'm not going to talk for this whole episode.
I don't know. Well, welcome to my world, Kenji
Right?
episodes.
Yes.
Ain't it? The whole park is swell, but this trail is the bee's knees.
I mean, if that voice is not what her voice is, come
Yeah.
on, bee's knees.
Bee's knees. Get your drink ready. You're going to need
I know,
it.
my throat's already scratchy. This is not good. She puts her hands on her hips and surveys the land like a proud mom. Maybe this isn't inaccurate. If Yosemite's a little fire fever is anything to go by, I guess Yellowstone has a similar connection to her park too.
Probably it's her.
That would make sense.
When I was out earlier, I kept thinking about how I wanted to swing by and visit for a bit. Not too long, of course, because I know Yosemite won't ever pipe down if I don't finish her laundry. But,
It's their happy place.
Well, it's her. She's going inside herself. I'm sure that would make
Oh.
you happy too.
That's true. Not really.
Whatever. Male G-spot. Let's not get into that. Yellowstone trails off, a frown breaking her cheerful facade. Two hummingbirds buzz around us and brush their long beaks against each other as if kissing.
Hot.
Aw, birds don't kiss. Before flying off into the trees. A small smile wiggles its way back onto her face.
but I figured a little break couldn't hurt. Usually I go hiking with Zion, but since we're bunk buddies now, I figured, what the hey? Okay, and decided to bring you along instead.
Southern accent.
I'm never going to
for
get
sure.
over the fact that I just nailed this.
Yeah, right? You didn't know at first. And
No.
It was just like, hey.
I just needed a new voice. Lucky me. So where have you been all day then?
Oh, you know, a little here, a little there. I needed some fresh air after everything this morning.
A little everywhere. I can teleport after all.
Yeah, I think I still have shards of coffee mugs stuck in my boots.
Sorry about that. I'm just so... I'm at my wit's end, Eve. I've always been the one to do the cooking and the cleaning and the laundrying and the everything. I alphabetize Yosemite's books and make sure that they end up back on the shelf.
I mean...
Even before you moved in, I was the one keeping the spick and span, making sure Yosemite had a comfy reading space, taking care of Zion's hair. I get it. You do everything around the place.
I'm just watching.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm just watching everything unfold.
I do. Absolutely, positively. But all I ever do... Thank you, because I was thinking it. But all I ever hear is laundry this and tea time that. Yellowstone puffs out her cheeks and looks stern in what I think is supposed to be her best Yosemite impression.
She's going to be like, I'm plumb tuckered out.
Well, dog my cats. Yellowstone, why haven't you done the 10 things I already asked you to do? I've got 5 more that need to be done right now.
Kick her ass.
Let's team up on her. I roll my eyes to try and keep myself from chuckling. Couldn't have done it better myself, kid. So fight back. Tell Yosemite to shove it or something. Tell her that you don't want to do all her chores anymore. That'd be more productive than just throwing a tantrum about it. It's not that I don't want to do it. I like being useful and all. It's just that a little bit more gratitude would be nice, don't you know?
She's
don't
not
you think? I almost just added a don't you think.
Yeah. Well, plumb my grits.
I'm working my tush off for her, but it's crystal clear that she doesn't care about that. In fact, she glances over her shoulder, then leans in and cups her hand over her mouth, as if Yosemite might plummet down from the heavens and catch her in the act.
Oh, God, she's watching, isn't she?
You just look up and her face is just staring at you.
I am everywhere. I am Galactus.
I am inevitable. I'm starting to think that maybe... I'm starting to think that maybe she even has it out for me.
Whoa, there is 2 that's.
Yeah.
I completely missed that.
I know, I almost fixed it without... That's your fault, game
missed
developer.
That.
I'm making a really stupid face, sorry. That girl has it out for everybody.
Slut.
But this is different. She was downright mean this morning. It's been like that more and more lately. You really bring out the bitch in her.
Yeah. She must really hate you.
You got her all sexually frustrated. Now she's taking it out on me. Well, if you aren't going to stand up for yourself, then you're pretty much just asking for it.
She needs you to walk in her valley, if you know what I'm talking about.
I'm asking for it. Was it the way I'm dressed? Why can't you cut me some slack? I was kind of hoping for some compassion here. Maybe a little reach around.
I just want a hug.
Sorry to burst your bubble, but if you're not going to make a change, then all you're doing is blowing off the people... blowing off the people rely on you to do.
Job.
Oh,
Blowing off
the job people. Wow, I completely just blanked that
yeah,
word.
You skipped a word there.
I feel your pain now. I can't make fun of you for Katawa
Right?
ever again.
I notice how much while I'm editing, I'll be like, I didn't even read that sentence right.
Yeah.
But we just skip. I mean,
I notice it, but I don't say anything because I get it. You're reading a whole lot. It's a lot to keep track of.
yeah.
That's the thing, though. I'm starting... I detect the faintest hint of a voice crack. I'm starting to wonder if it's even worth it.
Oh, man.
Yosemite's a real pretty place, and I love living with the other gals. I'll always have Yellowstone the park, but taking care of the cabin makes Yellowstone the me really happy.
Yellowstone the me. That's confusing.
Yeah, a place to belong, you know? But if no one at that place appreciates you, then it makes you wonder if you really do belong there.
Oh, this episode's going to be sad.
I know, I hate this.
I like Yellowstone, too.
I'm making myself sad.
Right.
Smoker stream.
That made sense.
I'm not sure which, rises from the crater in her head. She sighs and gazes past me at the empty wilderness. But even emptier than that is the look in her eyes. I wonder how many mornings I've dragged myself to the mirror only to see that same exhausted stare reflecting back at me. Is that wrong?
Mornings, I would say.
Yeah. This is not my fault. I'm gonna cry now.
We need a patch.
Look, kid, I get you. I really do. About wondering if it's worth it at all. But I have to know. Why me? You said you usually bring Zion along, right? Why not just ask her instead?
I mean, she brought you.
And maybe she likes you.
Yeah, she wants to be friends with you.
Yeah.
Yellowstone gives a sad smile, but nonetheless tries to force the cheer out of herself, straining her voice until she sounds only slightly miserable.
Just over there making weird sounds.
I already told you that, silly. I thought you could use a break too. It'll be great. We could tell stories, swap gossip, talk about boys. You know, girl stuff.
I'm not
Shopping montage time.
I'm not into a single one of those things.
Oh my god!
Confirmed!
I knew it!
I mean, she's all over Yosemite and the promotional art. So.
Right.
Well, feel free to start walking back to Yosemite if you want. It's a bit under 1,000 miles by foot, so you better get a move on.
Oh, you done pissed her off.
So I'm a hostage now then. This little brat, I swear, I'm gonna... Before I can bring myself to wring her neck, I get an idea. So instead, I turn around and simply start walking. Cool, I'll take my chances.
Wait, hold on a second.
I freeze and try to hide my grin.
Called her bluff.
No one...
You'll need a sack lunch. Good luck.
No wonder Yosemite has such an ego. Being the smartest person in the room must be addicting.
I made a sandwich for you because I'm so awesome.
I grilled it on my head. The truth is, I brought you along because I felt like I could trust you. There, I said it.
Genuine shock wipes the smirk right off my face. Maybe I'm not as smart as I thought. Huh? But why?
It's silly, but...
Her eyes shift to the ground. She bashfully kicks the dirt around her.
Ow, my toe.
Ow, my toe and my shoulder.
And my toe.
When you complimented my flapjacks the other day, made me really happy. Like, golly, someone finally appreciates something I'm doing.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm going to need you to do that every time it's super obvious.
And then when you took charge and put out that fire, it just, I don't know, it made me like you even more. And like you really know what you're doing. I'm probably just being stupid, huh?
I've never had someone compliment my flapjacks.
Or my fire putting out skills.
Neither of us say anything. In fact, I'm almost tempted to keep it that way and have her take me back. But there's something about this sad volcano girl that I just can't turn away. The amount of times I've thought that. How many times over the year have I been at my breaking point? Just one little step from going off the deep end. How many times have I been blown off and told to suck it up when all I wanted was to vent? And where's that gotten me?
I'm a bitter old bitch.
Finally, I give a long, defeated sigh. Yellowstone better thank her lucky stars that her pancakes are good.
Flapjacks.
Otherwise, I'd kill her. Tell you what, kid. You promise, and I mean promise, to take me home in time to finish up with the rest of the trash at the park, and I'll hike around with you for a few hours. Yellowstone perks up, and for the first time I notice how her volcano cuts through the air when she makes sudden movements.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for that.
That's a sharp volcano.
You mean it? Cross your heart? Hope to die?
She flings herself at me, stopping just shy of our noses touching. I can feel the heat emanating from her head in waves. Oh, I feel faint.
Oh, I feel flushed.
Stick 1,000 needles in your eye?
Yes! Now get out of my face before I plug your volcano with a rock.
That would kill me.
It's like a potato in my tailpipe. Well, not my tailpipe. Not my tailpipe.
I've done been corked.
She skips forward, backpack bouncing cheerily on her shoulders. Even if she hadn't just spent 10 minutes talking my ear off about it, would be easy to see just how much she's been looking forward to this.
Ooh, you won't regret this, Evo.
Evo.
Evo, like a band?
Yeah.
I feel like they are. It just sounded familiar. Sorry.
Evo? Eve 6?
No, like Evo is something. EVO.
Extra virgin olive oil.
Okay, sure. I'm pretty sure there's a band.
All right, I'll look it up.
Look it up, because you don't have anything to do right now.
No, I don't, except for go whatever I'm supposed to say.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Me and you are going to have a blast. We're going to hike and do more hiking, and then after we take it easy for a bit, we can hike even more.
Not so fast, Mountaineer. I yank on her backpack and reel her back in. What about that thing on your head? We'll have a lot of explaining to do if someone sees you.
No sweat.
With a flourish, she slides her backpack off and rifles through just for a second, and then she stands back up triumphant. Nice. She's got a hat now, by the way.
There you go.
Ta-da!
Ta-don. Ta-doff. I hate that commercial.
I have no idea what
The
that is.
only thing I can find is Eve 6 and Eve O, which is Eve Online.
Oh, that's what I'm remembering it. Yeah, Evo is... Okay, that's what I'm recognizing it as.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of ELO, the band.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. We're back on track.
I like her hat.
Me too. It's a soft hat.
Oh, good.
I'm
Better than a
Travis.
hard hat.
I don't know. Hard hat would probably protect her volcano a little better.
Probably.
She stretches it taut over her volcano, covering it perfectly. Now it just looks like she has a really big head. I know that feel. I guess that's an improvement.
Well,
Groovy. Now let's beat feet.
Okay.
I can only assume she means let's go. So I motion my hand forward and let her lead. She skips
I
ahead.
just turn around, though, and she's just smacking her feet with a stick. Okay, your turn.
I love it.
What's the point of this?
She skips ahead and starts on the trail, humming to herself and twirling to the music in her head. Just promise you'll take me home early, please. I'm about overdue for an earful from Jessie, and I don't want to risk it right now. You're such a worrywart, dollface. Just hang back and smell the roses for a bit.
There are roses here?
As she skips further ahead, we're on a mountain. I guess there could be roses on a mountain. There's no rule saying you can't plant roses on a mountain.
There's no law in nature that says there can't be roses on a mountain.
I see roses. We must be on flat land. I see her
Place
hand.
is forsaken.
I see her hand inch below her backpack, almost hidden. Maybe it's my imagination, but for a brief second, it looks like her fingers are crossed. This'll be a walk in the park. Get it? The joke is that we're in a park.
And we are walking.
The pace Yellowstone sets is excruciatingly slow. Sometimes it feels like we're not even moving at all. I sometimes have to march ahead, hitting a steady stride just so I can keep myself warm among the dusting of snow that decorates our surroundings. It forms mushy mud puddles in parts of the trail, but in others the path is so well trodden that the snow is gone entirely.
My ass is cold.
Sometimes...
I need you to roll around for a bit.
Can you rub it a little bit? Sometimes Yellowstone will dart off the road to inspect a soggy plant or peculiar rock along the way. She'll kneel down, humming to herself, gently touching the object of her curiosity like a scientist. Yep, that's a soggy plant.
I like to touch the objects of my curiosity like a scientist.
I'm pretty curious most nights. During these moments, I force myself to stop and admire the flora and fauna with her. Cold be damned, it's been a hot minute, or two, since I've been within spitting distance of Yellowstone. May as well enjoy some of it, regardless of the circumstances. Say Eve.
Eve.
Smartass. Content, I move along from the ice-crusted bush I was looking at. That's a nice bush you got there.
Don't look at my ice-crusted bush.
It's frosted. And continue on the trail. Like my shadow, Yellowstone falls in lockstep beside me. I was wondering, what made you want to become a ranger? Easy. I like nature and I like the parks. Wanted a job that would let me be around both. Had my mind set on it since I was a kid.
But you hate it so much.
You really don't have anything to do.
No, I got nothing.
Oh, God.
No. You just quit the game. We're
Oh,
done.
no. Hang on. Sorry. Figured out controls. Well, after that awkward veterinarian phase, but let's not talk about that.
That's DLC.
Then why are you so grouchy about having to do it? You sure don't beat around the bush, do you?
Nope, not even the ice-covered ones.
I'm trying to get you to beat around my bush. Well, yeah. Most folks stop listening if I ramble too long. Cut to the chase is what Yosemite always says. At least that's one good piece of advice that bookworm has. It's not that I'm grouchy about having to do my job. I just don't like having to deal with people or their messes.
Yeah, that's a good... I agree.
So, you don't like talking to people then? Bingo. She gets quiet, and we drift apart a little bit. My pace stays the same, but Yellowstone starts to lag behind. Not stopping, but not keeping up. I can hear her clump along behind me.
How do you enjoy coming over here and playing a game all by yourself over there?
It's pretty nice. Just having a nice little read out loud.
Let's hang out so I can play a single-player game.
Hey, I'm going to come over and talk to myself. You cool with that?
Yeah. It's better than me sitting here talking to myself, I guess.
That's all right. I'm okay with it.
Right.
I'm used to it by now. It's been over a year of it. And then her footsteps quicken to catch back up. Are there any rangers that do have to talk more?
Yeah, Jesse.
Plenty. I start to pick up the pace a little. Yellowstone lags behind again, but soon enough she's right by my side again.
I can teleport.
What do? They range. Nothing but talk. Kind of like you. My mind immediately shifts to Jessie.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the first thing that woman does when she wakes up is talk. Probably the last thing she does before sleeping, too. If she's not working, then she is almost certainly chatting.
I mean, she seems like the dispatcher.
Yeah, she's
something.
I don't know if she's the boss, but she's the one scheduling
messenger.
things. Yeah. And what do you do? Answer stupid questions. Yeah! Yellowstone giggles as if I told a funny joke. Unfortunately for her, I'm not laughing. I mean, what do you really do, silly? You're always buzzing around like a worker bee, but it seems like you're doing something new every day.
I clean up trash, but I can't even do that now.
I have a ridiculously tiny tongue. Oops, it fell out. It's not enough to kidnap me. She has to torture me, too. I glance back at her. Even though I'm brushing her off, her smile is radiant and genuine as she waits for me to respond.
Yellowstone's right. Yosemite's right. You do kind of suck.
Yeah. Okay, maybe torture is a bit too strong of a word. At the very least, she's not a nagging busybody like some other parks I know. If you have to know, I'm basically law enforcement. Someone screws up, then I kick their ass. Then I'm who they call to take care of it.
Then I lose my sanity and punch them in the face.
So you're like a forest cop. Tonight on TNT. But
Bear Grylls is the new forest cop.
Not too far off, actually. Got training just like any other cop. Only difference is I did it on the federal level.
I can't tase people.
Yeah, they didn't give me a gun. I feel a spring in my step as my long dormant pride briefly swells up inside of me. So how come you got to take out the trash? And it's gone again. Because at the end of the day, I'm a glorified janitor. Also, it's the park service. No one just does one thing. But the other rangers do different things? Sure, some of us are tour guides that show visitors around the park. Other folks go do outreach programs at schools, that kind of thing. What a cool history lesson we're getting here. What do you think history is? Not history.
Parks.
Yeah. You don't do any of that, though.
You stay in an office.
I'm not allowed to be around kids. Says who? I've given more than my fair share of lectures to bored middle schoolers, thanks. The little gremlins usually pile into Yosemite on field trips. It was exciting the first couple times. Thought I might have a chance to really connect with those kids. But after a while, it became more and more obvious that none of them had an interest in the outdoors. Just video games and internet celebrities.
Yeah.
Yeah, who likes video games? Blah.
I thought it was talking about the character at first. Pile into Yosemite. Imagine a bunch of people climbing on
Bunch
her.
of little gremlins.
Yeah.
It ended up working out since I lost my interest in them, too.
Aww.
Though at this point, I don't think they want me talking to anybody. Oh, that's not true. You're doing just swell talking to me. You must be pretty desperate for conversation if you think so.
I am.
Believe me, I am.
I mean, Yosemite doesn't talk to her, and Zion's a little girl,
Yeah,
so who's
Zion
she going to talk to?
Right. She said she takes walks with Zion sometimes, but
Yeah.
that's not really fair. Zion flies.
Right.
She says it with a cheerful, wholly unironic grin. Still, she quiets down again as we carry on our trek. When I'm not being distracted with chatter, it's easy to enjoy the experience. Just like Yosemite, the park isn't too crowded, with the snow and cold keeping away all but the most determined sightseers. The visitation rate will spike next month, once it starts getting warmer. But for now, there aren't too many people around to ruin it.
Let's go sledding.
Yeah, down a mountain, that ought to work out.
Okay, snowboarding.
I've never done either of those
Me
things.
neither.
I have
I
been
feel
sledding.
like I would die.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't die because I'd go like 2 inches and fall over. And it'd be over. We do get passed by the occasional backpacker or hiker, usually going in the other direction. Without
just to a Pokemon battle.
without fail, Yellowstone greets them with a chirpy "Hi" or a wave. They're like, "That's a weird hat."
You got a big head.
Yeah, what's wrong with your head?
What that head do?
It blows. I do my best to avoid eye contact and ignore them.
See, Pokemon.
Big mood. Yeah, why do they all have Geodudes? Jeez, hikers.
Yeah, right.
A light breeze carries...
Or Zubat.
Yeah. Carries some old snow with it, enough to make me shiver and wrap my arms around myself. It's only going to get colder the higher we go. Rather than strike up another conversation, instead Yellowstone starts to whistle. She cycles through a number of folk songs, as well as several melodies I don't recognize. Eventually she settles on "I've been working on the railroad," repeating its distinctive refrain over and over, till I'm sure that even the birds will be singing it for days.
It's going to be stuck in my head forever.
After we've been walking for 30 minutes or so, I notice a familiar sight up ahead near the edge of the trail. I veer off in its direction with Yellowstone watching curiously. "What'd you find?" I kneel down and pick up the item in question, holding it so she can see my prize.
You win!
It's a paper wrapper from a $1 menu cheeseburger. It's got a Monopoly piece on it.
Yeah. Boardwalk! I'm rich!
$1 million!
I'm no longer a park ranger.
Someone must have been carrying this one around for a while since we're pretty deep in the park. I can't wait to get to the top of this mountain and eat this Big Mac. It's gonna be so awesome.
I'm so exhausted. Time for a Big Mac.
So perk me right up. Garbage. Left behind by walking garbage. I'll throw it away at the next trash can. I'm glad that I kept my gloves on before Yellowstone abducted me. They let me ignore the congealed cheese that hangs loose from the trash. That's
delicious.
the best cheese. He didn't eat
Yeah,
that.
congealed.
Guy is human garbage. Gross. You're the bee's knees for cleaning up the place, though.
Okay.
Thanks. Her never-ending use of outdated slang is something I've gotten used to tuning out. At least I know what bee's knees means.
Do you?
I mean, yeah, I guess.
It's cool.
Bees don't have knees. Not too much later, I spot an abandoned park map fluttering uselessly in the breeze. When I snatch it out of the air, it's speckled with mud. The date on the attached receipt is from several days ago. I crumple it into a ball and carry it alongside the burger wrapper. More trash? Of course. It's all over the place if you look for it. And after spotting the first piece, I can't help but look for it. With every step we take, my eyes scan the trail from her litter.
Every move we make.
I'll be watching for trash.
Yes.
Before long, my hands are both full, and when we finally reach a trash can where I can offload everything, I sigh with relief. Why don't you just throw it in the volcano?
This isn't your job.
Right. You don't work here. I'm going to need to take the longest shower of my life once I'm home.
Are we going to see that scene? Whoa!
With a whoop and a cheer, Yellowstone dashes over to the low wood railing that turns the spot into a small observational point.
She's a woo girl.
This song's about me. I just lit the wrong end of a cigarette. Let's go swimming.
This is the bee's knees.
Woo! Take a gander at that, Eve. Ain't it grand?
It is. I can't help but be impressed by the sprawling forest that dominates the horizon. No matter which direction I turn, the view could be a postcard.
What is it?
It's just the park.
No, I mean up on the top of the mountain.
I don't. Maybe that's a ranger station,
Ski
or like
lodge.
a weather station or something. Yeah, maybe.
Oh, or yeah, okay.
You know, we can go anywhere in the park whenever you want. Just say the word. Well, why have we been walking if we can just teleport?
It's the Pokemon gym, obviously.
Oh God, all ice Pokemon, we're screwed.
Yeah.
Anywhere? Yep, top of the mountain, bottom of the mountain, the entrance, around the mountain, the exit of the mountain, even the middle of nowhere in the mountain.
Even the mountain.
That's because it's me. It's the same for Zion and Yosemite, too.
The girls, I mean. But only around the park.
That's right.
A worrying thought crosses my mind. And you can take us back home, right? You aren't just trying to pull a fast one on me, are you?
I mean, she teleported back and forth already.
Yeah.
Of course. That's how we got back last time, idiot.
Last time? Are you telling me that I was dangling off a cliff in Yellowstone National Park?
Didn't she have that epiphany already?
I thought. Did you forget?
Oh, come on. You didn't die.
Are we sure about that?
We don't know that.
Yeah, that's the twist at the end.
Oh.
That doesn't make me feel any better.
Yeah, she's just going to become a new national park girl.
But which one?
We already determined that. I don't know. There's already a Yosemite, so
Yeah.
just going to have to replace her or something.
She's Central Park.
Yeah. Wherever she dies,
Yeah.
she just becomes that park.
Yellowstone giggles. I'm glad she finds my near-death experience entertaining. Maybe she can finish the job next time. I'll let you in on a little secret.
Thanks. I've been waiting like a whole whopping 20 seconds.
Yeah. Well, they've been waiting like 2 days.
I know. Sorry, guys.
Oh, goody. You know that painting back in the cabin? The gorgeous one with the view from the top of Mount Washburn?
That's my best side.
They're all gorgeous, but sure.
Well, thanks.
Well, that's like home base. As long as it's in the cabin, I can go right back there. The cabin burned down.
What about home base?
Although, if you move the painting, I'd have to go there instead. Sounds like...
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, those 3 paintings on the wall. Sounds like there's a lot of arbitrary rules.
Is that where she portals?
I guess.
I thought she just like kind of disappeared.
Yeah.
But
Well, that's how she has to get back. So that's her anchor to Yosemite.
okay.
Right? It makes my head spin, but it's like Yosemite always says, linear thinking won't get you anywhere.
That's Eve.
Oh, get you anywhere. Sorry, I didn't mean to mock you.
Yeah. How dare you?
I know, she's given me the lecture. Sounds like her all right. She always yaks about the same thing over and over. She does it because she thinks it'll make her sound smart. Now let's keep going.
Well, don't you just know her inside now?
I will later. The view is gorgeous. There's no denying that. If I could, I'd stay here for a week, exploring and poking around. But I have to get home. I'd never hear the end of it from Jessie if she found my shirking my duties.
Yes. You never want somebody to find your shirking your duties.
Zip your pants. You're shirking your duties as us showing. Roger that.
Duties.
We start back up the trail. The next stretch of trail is devoid of litter, fortunately. Must be the close proximity to the bin. My moment of relief is short-lived, though.
We're attacked by a Yeti.
It's just the ski-free Yeti.
You've made it too far.
There are still plenty of reminders of how careless park visitors are, like the initials scratched into one of the trees by the road. But JL plus KS Hart.
Who are those people?
I don't know. I just
Jennifer Lawrence and Keith Sutherland? Kiefer.
Yes, Kiefer.
Kiefer.
Yes, confirmed. New celebrity
all
couple.
right.
Look
that was
out
quick
for
thinking, except I mispronounced his name.
it. Still, I couldn't think of a KS. Kevin Smith.
Yeah, there you go.
That's even a worse pairing. I stop and glare at the offending carving.
Jude Law.
Nobody knows or cares who you were, PT.
Who's PT?
It's a game that was going to be Silent Hill and then got canceled.
I wasn't paying attention because I was trying to think of stuff. Who's she talking about?
The initials carved are PT.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I'm stupid. Ignore me.
We were just talking about the initials. Wait, I'm sorry. I was busy talking about the initials. What are these initials?
Yeah. Okay, so PT. I think of one of those instead.
Penelope Trues.
Nailed it. I'm done.
I don't know any PTs.
I don't know.
Paul
Barnum? That's...
Oh, PT. I was like,
Yeah.
That doesn't start with a P, you dumbass. I'm probably the only person in the world who will give a second thought to the marking, and I'm sure it's not for the reason they intended. Yellowstone peers around my shoulder to see what I'm looking at.
Pierce Brosnan?
Perfect. You sure don't miss a thing. Can't help it, as much as I'd like to sometimes.
I don't want to close my eyes.
I'm still trying to figure out a PT name.
I know, me too. I'm like not focused because I'm trying to think. I should stop that. I don't want to look it up either because I want to figure one out.
Pete Townsend.
Yeah, okay.
Nailed
accept
it.
that.
I'm doomed to
That is
notice
the correct answer.
each and every blemish and imperfection, just like Yosemite and its problems and stories. I'm sure Yellowstone, the park, has its fair share of stories too. Except, just like the initials carved into the tree, nobody cares what they have to say.
Well, PT does, and whoever PT was with.
Yeah. Why do you think people are like that? I turn back around to face Yellowstone. She bounces from one foot to another, unable to sit still even when we're not walking. You really are full of questions today.
Oh, not just today. Pretty much every day. Except usually Yosemite just stops answering.
That's a good tactic. Sounds like her.
I'm going to use that.
Yeah. Anyway, as to why they're like this, I guess it's because they're selfish. They don't think about what they're doing or what it costs nature. They just want something, so they take it. They're like assholes.
People suck.
I look off into the distance, struggling to find the right comparison. Losing my mind. And then the answer dances its way into my memory.
You're still thinking of PT.
Yeah. They're like a wildfire. They just come in and destroy everything. Doesn't matter if they burn the entire place down. All that matters is they get their kicks out on Route 66.
I was going to say the same thing. I was like, nah, that's lame.
Now we're country boys.
Yeah.
And then they just spread, consuming and destroying. Like wildfire. Yellowstone looks mystified by my comparison, her eyes glazing over and then widening.
I don't think that's fair, though, you know? They're people with thoughts and feelers.
Touch people with my feelers.
No, that would be a centipede.
Wildfire can't do that.
I guess. That's besides the point, though. It was just a comparison.
Do you even know what a human is?
Besides, doesn't it bother you? Seems like this should get on your nerves just as much as mine. After all, you live here, or are here, or something.
Well, I don't like it, you're right. But it comes with the territory. I'd rather deal with it than have nobody come to see me. Or see the park, I mean.
Which is me.
Even though they don't respect you or the park.
That's what, if nobody goes to the park, they die.
Yeah.
They have to have,
I don't know. I think
they'd thrive probably that way.
Yeah, it's just their purpose in life. If they're left alone, then no one's taking care of it.
Right.
Not everything's about respect, Eve. Sometimes you just gotta have fun.
Girls just gotta have fun.
To emphasize, she flashes a peace sign at me. Oh, this isn't made in Japan. The epitome of fun.
Epitome.
No, it's epitome. I'm always going to read it epitome. I know
not a
it's
word.
wrong. I know it's wrong, but I will, even though, because that's how I always said it when I was younger.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I've just locked it in my brain. Like, I'm always going to pronounce that wrong just to be an asshole.
Because we're Bookend Gaming. Epitome.
Yeah.
I don't think every person who leaves behind some trash is a bad person. They're just people who made a teensy tiny mistake. If you help them out, maybe they won't make that mistake again next time.
Nah, they're trash.
I do help them out by kicking them in the balls.
A little bit of talking and working together, and who knows, you might end up being great pals and doing great things together.
That sounds horrible.
Right? Making friends? Ew.
Just imagine if you hadn't compromised with Yosemite back at the cabin. We'd have never gotten to know each other like this.
I mean, they still fight all the time.
Yeah, and I'd be safe and sound back at home doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Exactly, and that's no fun.
You'd be lonely, and I'm awesome.
She says it with a smug tone of voice, like she's just proved some great point rather than missing it entirely.
Don't look at me in that tone of voice.
I roll my eyes. I don't know if Yellowstone's being willfully ignorant or what. Completely baffles me in that she's not bothered by the way the park is treated. For someone
I like being abused.
Yeah, beat my feet.
For someone who threw a tantrum and ran away because she felt like she was unappreciated, she's awfully eager to forgive the good people and assume they have the best intentions.
I'm calling this episode Beat My Feet.
What? Was that even this episode or
No.
was it the last one? Yeah.
Maybe, whatever, one of them.
It's a callback to the last episode. I can't just let this go. She'll thank me for it later. You're still being naive. When it comes to nature, people will just keep making compromise after compromise until there's nothing left.
The trash never bothered me anyway. She walks up the mountain.
Rainforests, ice caps, endangered species, all these things are being wiped out because of compromises. Either you make people understand the truth or you give up on them. Because most aren't worth the time or effort. They're never going to learn or care.
My God, you're a downer.
I'm just going to put my tongue back. And that's 90% of the people that you see out here.
That's only like 4 people.
What about the other 10%, though? What about them? If you can help those 10%, doesn't that make it worth it? Sometimes they just need someone to teach them the right thing to do. Oh, God, not her, too.
You're one of those people.
I'll bet you most of those 10% would be happy to have someone to show them the ropes so they can do better next time, as long as there's someone to do it. Yeah, maybe.
That sounds like too much work. I'm not paid enough.
Yeah, that's really not my job. I'm immediately done with the conversation. I just give her a flat answer so that we can move on. Really don't need to hear the same lecture twice in a day. It's obvious that Yosemite's drilled the same nonsense into Yellowstone's head that she tried to pass on to me.
Now you'll take a trip with Zion.
You should really be friendlier to people. What about that 10%? People are nice! Have fun doing that voice for 3 episodes. Instead, I try to just focus on the hike again. Push the distractions out of my head. Keep my attention focused on the top of Mount Washburn instead of the imperfections that we pass by. Doesn't work very well, but I refrain from mentioning it or picking up more, so now I'm part of the problem. If Yellowstone doesn't care, then I'll let it be someone else's problem.
I'm exactly what I've been
else's
complaining
story.
about for the past.
Yeah.
I'm self-conscious about my imperfections.
Between the garbage, the vandalism, and now the lecture, pretty much any enjoyment I was getting out of the trip has evaporated.
Vandalism? From the tree carving?
I mean, it technically is vandalism.
All right.
Leave nothing but footprints, Beam.
Well, I've never been to a national park, so... Plus, I wouldn't have anything to carve into a tree. So
Your
that's
initials.
all right.
EB.
Just by myself with a heart around it?
Yeah. And then people will walk by it and be like, Eric Bana was here.
This guy really loves himself.
Seems like every day of my life I'm doomed to hear the same meandering criticisms about how it's my fault that idiots are idiots. To her credit, Yellowstone stays quiet for now, but I'm sure it's just a temporary reprieve. I'm proven right when we round another bend in the path. Up ahead, a group of hikers are heading towards us. They've all got huge backpacks and gear. Looks like they're backcountry hikers, probably doing some dispersed camping. As they get closer, they wave at us and all say hello. I manage a stiff nod but keep walking. Yellowstone, on the other hand. Hi there, everyone. How y'all doing today?
Welcome to me! You enjoy the view? I sure do.
How'd you like them crevices? Is totally distracted. Hey, you can say something.
Oh, God. I'm not ready. I was looking up PT. Pete Townsend.
Yeah.
That's who you said, isn't it?
Yep.
The other ones are people I don't know, so...
Well, there you
that's
go.
it.
I nailed it.
Yep. Gorsh! Well, hey there. We're doing just great. Yep. How about you?
Just came down from the mountain. Had a drink and a stick. You two are in for a treat once you get up there.
Hopefully there's not a third one, because I can't do Donald. Yeah, I can't do it at all.
I can't say anything. I can just do like the squeakiness.
The angry.
Yeah. I wonder if we'll see the evidence of their drink and a snack left behind.
Have you seen my Big Mac?
Would you like to? Yeah.
Good. No, that's Banjo.
All right. Oh, the view is so good, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Yuck.
Yeah. Yeah. I could just live up here.
Yup. Same. It was gorgeous.
I keep walking in the hopes that Yellowstone will get the hint and catch up, but I'm not that lucky. She might not even notice that I'm leaving her behind. So I drag my feet and haul myself over next to her. So do you three... Hey, there are 3 of them.
Oh, God.
So you 3 are pretty geared up. Those bags look pretty spiffy, staying overnight.
We are. Yep. Just gotta find a spot. 4.
Oh, God.
I don't know. I'll do 1 and 3.
Okay. We're doing the backwoods thing. I don't know.
Is that mini?
Yeah, I don't know how to do a mini voice.
Back country.
Whoa.
By Avenged Sevenfold.
Whoa, that sounds like so much fun. Maybe my friend and I should give that a try sometime. Absolutely not. The 5 of them laugh like
They think I'm joking. I lost my Mickey voice. Let's go, guys.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, guess we should introduce ourselves. I'm Russ. Yep. Jakey.
Jakey, that's Clara, and that's Croc. The other two both wave as they're introduced. No way out of this, I guess.
What kind of Disney special is this?
I'm pretty proud of these voices. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it sounds good. It's better than I can do for Mickey.
I'm E, but the Goofy thing, I can't do Goofy, so this worked out really well.
Well, I wish I could do Donald. Maybe
Yeah.
I'll look him up.
We'll figure it out. We'll get a Donald voice eventually.
All right. Well,
And this, Yellowstone looks at me with eager eyes, probably hoping for a cool alias. Is Yellow? Yeah, her name is Yellow.
yeah, look at the stars. Look
I
how they
was
shine
gonna
for
do
her.
this exact same thing. Instant disappointment, but with someone called Croc, it's not like she's got the strangest name here. So, how you guys liking the park so far?
Oh boy,
Who's Jakey? Is that
that's you,
okay?
Mickey.
Oh God, I can't. Okay, gotta get prepare.
Great so far. We've been here for 2 days, and we've got another 2 days to go.
Oh God. Oh, that's Donald. I see. I can't do it.
We
So.
couldn't figure out how to do a Donald voice.
I could just have him
There
be
you go.
stupid
Just
the whole
do
time.
that. Perfect. They can read.
What?
It's the cat's meow.
What other stuff have you seen?
Well, we started at Hayden Valley, then came up this way.
I can't do a mini voice.
I could
do
just
a
be
Mickey.
Yoda instead.
There you go.
Here we go. We passed by Grand Canyon too. Yep.
God, I'm like so impressed by that goofy voice. It's ridiculous.
Croc didn't realize it's not the Grand Canyon.
Easy mistake. She's real nice too. What kind of gear have you got? Looks like a real heavy load. Aren't your backs just about to give out from lugging all that around?
Honestly, yes. I kind of just want to fall over and sleep forever.
Have to find a campsite first. We do.
A campsite first we have to find.
We got all the essentials with us, though. Tents, blankets, food, stove, and flashlights.
I'm sure.
And a special tool we'll use later.
I'm sure the creators of this game just had these exact voices in mind.
I bet they're voiced. Like this game has voice actors.
Probably. I gotta look at this like every time. That's stupid. All right.
Well, Russ is goof.
Roughing it as much as we can. That one was a little off.
Wait, did that guy say they don't have a campsite yet?
Sure did.
It's so hard to keep track. Wow, you can fit all that in there?
Sure can. Bit of a pain to take with us, like you said. But it gets the job done.
I love this.
Visual novels forever.
I hope you guys can take a break soon.
Me too.
We're actually looking for a spot right now, trying to find something close by.
Going back up the mountain in the morning. Yep.
Oh, yeah?
It even has the yup
I
just
know.
for it. It's like perfect voices.
Oh, I wonder if I know of anywhere good close by.
She taps a finger on her lips as she pivots around, scanning the area.
You know this place pretty well, then. Like the back of my hand. It'd be good to find somewhere with a bit of cover from the wind.
It's really hard to
I'm just
switch voices
letting
on
you
the
do your
fly.
thing over there.
Yeah.
I can't do anything now. In case the tent crashes again.
I've got to say, a little peek behind the curtain. This is the first thing we're doing tonight. and
Right,
It's taking all of my concentration.
We're not ready for this at all.
Wait, crashes? All 5 of them, including Yellowstone, flinch at my words like they forgot I was there. Maybe they did. 10 eyes turned to look at me. I counted. Crap, why did I have to speak up?
Yeah, during the middle of the night, it just sort of caved in.
Right on our heads. Yep.
They had to have known, right? Are we nailing this or what? I notice him eyeing my badge warily. I wonder if he's been doing this whole time. I hope he doesn't connect the dots and figure out I don't actually work in this park. Sounds like you must have staked it out wrong.
I told you. She hits one of the others on the arm and makes a poof
Oh!
sound against his light jacket.
Yeah, the videos made it look a lot easier.
At least has the good sense to look embarrassed.
It's kind of been one thing after another, to be honest. First we got lost on our way to the mountain. Then we got the car stuck in the mud for a while.
She rambles on for a good couple minutes, listing all the things that have gone wrong since they left home. Forgotten supplies, mixed up trails, and more. Internally, I'm rolling my eyes the entire time. At a glance, it looked like they were well prepared, but of course it turns out that I gave them too much credit. Idiots. Finally, when she
What was that?
Gets me every time, sorry. Finally, when she mentions how they were considering doing the hike without extra water, I reach my breaking point. Okay, that's enough. Clara stops mid-ramble. She could give Yellowstone a run for her money when it comes to chatting. The four of you sound like you're not prepared to be out here at all. You're lucky you've made it this long. It can get well below freezing here at night. You don't know how to pitch a tent. You don't know how to pack. Did you do any research at all before you came into the park? All four of them are stone silent, their eyes wide.
Do I need to open up a can of whoop ass?
This is the wilderness. There's a lot of empty land out there. Just because it's a park doesn't mean that someone's going to find you right away if you're in trouble. You need to learn some respect for nature, because nature doesn't give a fuck about you.
Whoa!
Sorry, I had to add that in. They're all still cowed in silence. Even Yellowstone looks a little embarrassed.
Clarabelle the cow is there, too.
I don't know her voice at all. I might have been a little bit harsh, but that's better than going too easy on them. One of the hikers finally nods.
Yep, we understand.
Sorry. Maybe we should just cut the trip a bit short.
He's over there choking. The look of dejection spreads from one to another like a plague. Jakey starts to sag under the weight of his backpack, like it just got a whole lot heavier.
Hey now, that's quitter talk.
Yellowstone leaps in between the group and me, trying to salvage the situation.
Eve's a bit of a grouch, but she's just trying to say that you should be more careful next time. You don't have to give up and go home. You just gotta do better.
Well, she kind of made it sound like we're going to die a horrible death out here.
Not if we can help it, right, Eve?
I don't care. What?
Not my jurisdiction.
Yeah. You folks said you're still looking for a spot to hit the hay, right? What if I help out a little and give you a couple of pointers? You can rest on my bosom.
Would you really? I mean, that'd be great. But it's a lot to ask.
Absolutely.
That voice kills me.
Hey, Yellow, I don't... My protests fall on deaf ears. I've already been volunteered.
Help us with our campfire, can you?
Yellowstone looks at me expectantly. I sigh again. I've been doing that a lot since we got here.
I belong to Disney now, too.
That's true.
I'm a Disney princess.
Not like I have much of a choice. It's better than letting them burn the whole place down. Last thing I want to deal with is another forest fire. I guess I'd just go home.
We already did that last episode. We can't rehash.
Yeah.
Hooray!
And just like that, I'm dragged into Yellowstone shenanigans.
Oh my god, are these like major characters?
Oh, I hope they stick around, because I love doing them.
So then, what you're gonna do is slide these suckers in. Aha!
Oh god!
Oh, that's nice. Oh, right there. Oh.
I can't bear to watch. Can't look away either.
And from there, you gotta. Wait, that's not right.
This is embarrassing. Pitiful, even.
Just a GIF. I think. Okay. I think I cracked the code. All you gotta do is step over here, lift this up, and
Oh no! What are are those the
God.
campers?
Yeah, this is this.
Okay.
This is definitely Mickey, Minnie,
Yeah.
Goofy, and Yoda Donald.
Yeah. Yo, Donald.
Yeah.
She don't know how to camp either.
The fabric of the tent tugs up beneath Yellowstone's boot. She face plants under the ground cloth. Half of the tent yanked along behind her. There's a thud, and when it's all said and done, she's tangled and untuned within the tent. A volcano burrito.
Jeez, calm down, Eve. They're like little kids.
Calling out Taco Bell like that. You alive? There's no answer. For a moment I think I might have to dive in and save her like a drowning dog, but that distinct cone shape wiggles its way through. Yellowstone gasps for air as her head pops to the surface, then breaks into breathy laughter.
Well, what a tumble. But at least we know that doesn't work now.
I pinch the bridge of my nose until it feels like it might snap. The campers just look at my side. Clara and Jakey with genuine sprinklings of concern on their faces. Russ and the other guy stare with amazed wonderment. Other guy. As if they actually are witnessing the correct way to pitch a
I
tent.
forgot his name and I don't care.
They aren't. If you're going to offer your help to someone, you should at least know how to actually do that thing.
And I do. Just gotta refresh the old memory and it'll be easy peasy.
She curls her fingers into an okay sign. Somehow, I'm not reassured.
I can't.
He's the hardest one.
It's all good. Once we have this tent and fire all set up, this place is gonna look dope AF.
It just feels wrong for Yoda to say that. The other three cringe, wearing various shades of disgust. Something I imagine I'd be doing if I had any idea what it meant. Dope is like cool, right? So what does AF mean? Affirmative? Whatever it means, Yellowstone immediately takes a shine to it. Her head perks up and she gazes off into the distance.
I found my calling.
Lit as shit this is, fam.
Dope AF.
Oh no.
Dope AF. Dope AF, dope AF, dope AF. Dope AF, dope AF.
That's what I'm saying.
She spouts it off over and over, grooving along to the rhythm of her voice. Oh, I'm getting sick.
What's going on here?
All four of the hikers throw me worried glances. If only they knew this was the least strange part of Yellowstone.
Should I not have said that?
There's no closing this Pandora's box, Liz.
Oh, it's Yoda, actually.
This must be how she picks up on all the slang she throws around. No wonder it's so all over the place. Oh, that's a girl.
Sorry, smoke a lot I do.
Sorry about our friend being so lame. We really appreciate all your help, though. It's insane how quickly you were able to get this place all set up. We were pretty much just winging it up until now.
Yeah, I could tell. They all dodge eye contact with me except for Clara, who shrinks into herself, looking hurt. Okay, that might have been a bit too harsh. Again, they haven't done anything yet.
Are we all just staring at Yellowstone's ass right now?
Of course. As far as campers go, they could be a lot worse. I didn't even spot a single can of beer when I was sorting through their food. Well, I mean, they might not know what a bear bag is, but they aren't bad kids. Like, why would they have a beer? They look like they're 12.
Right? I mean, they could.
Like, these are Pokemon trainers.
Yeah, right.
It's fine. Everyone has to start somewhere. Would rather you learn the right way than try to fail at it yourselves.
Plus, this is a Disney movie, so...
Right. Clara chuckles, the validation seeming to lift her spirits. It's a reminder that it might not hurt to be a little more patient with them.
Well, at least we all know how to dig a cat hole. Yep.
What's a cat hole?
Only a little. I take a moment to scan the area and admire my handiwork. They were ready to call it a day, so I went ahead for a nice... What? Flat clearing, not too far off the trail. Trees surround the makeshift hideout.
That was confusing.
Like a natural fort. Poking between the leaves, the ranger lookout sits perched on a hill like a prison guard. Unknown to even Yellowstone, this was intentional on my part. Just a precautionary measure in case of any emergencies. Aside from choosing the campsite, I've gone ahead and set up their lawn chairs. It's a small detail, but I position them so that they're facing the trail. That way, if any of them wakes up in the middle of the night, they can go stargazing without any trees blocking the way. Oh, she's so sweet.
Where's Yellowstone's camp ranger? They're not doing their job very well.
Well, I mean, they can't be everywhere at once. Of course, the only reason these sort of details are so fresh in my head is because I had so much time to kill during my suspension. Nothing like mandatory leave to get you to reconnect with nature. What about video games, though?
Right?
Before that, the last time I went solo camping by myself was... Well, I guess it was before I joined the Park Service. Makes me wonder how much of myself I've given to this job. And if I were to quit tomorrow, how much of me, the actual me, not Ranger Adams with 2 A's, would be left?
My alias.
It's scary to think about how tied my sense of self is with this job. I whine and moan about it all the time, But if I weren't a ranger, then I'd have no idea what I would be. Would I be nothing? Hell, would the world even keep existing? Kind of a little self-centered. So many years devoted to dreaming about this job, just as many devoted to loathing it. Loading it. There's supposed to be an H there. But in both cases, I was always devoted. Okie dokie. Enough chit-chat. I'm gonna try to set
Or
this...
monologuing.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to set this bad boy up again. And this time, it'll be dope, eh? Nope. Absolutely not. I stood here and watched you stumble your way through this long enough.
Please don't use that term.
Achievement!
I think you did a good job, Yellowstone.
Yellowstone springs from the heap of the tent, only for me to push her aside and take a knee. Look, you didn't even put the poles through the grommets. The grommets!
The grommets.
Oh, is that what they are? I just call them hole thingies. That's what I call you.
I thought the Wallace went in the grommet.
Okay, you're officially banned from pitching this tent. You can pitch my tent.
I'm an expert at pitching tents.
If anyone should know how to pitch a tent, it should be the spirit of a national park. Just keep doing what you are now. But I'm not doing anything. Nothing. Nada. And you're doing such a good job at it, sweetie.
Well, thank you.
Quick puffs of smoke wheeze above her as she pouts, straining through the fabric of her hat. Doesn't matter how many hats she wears. If she can't control her emotions, then nothing is going to hide the things that come out of her head.
My hat's on fire.
Let's see. Which one of you do I
Yeah.
like the most? Clara.
They're still here. Hey, how could you not remember her name? Obvious it is.
I ignore iguana and gesture for
My
Clara.
name is Yoda.
He's kind of an iguana, right? Get over here and help. I want to make sure at least one of you knows how this is done.
That weird lizard thing. If anyone's gonna remember, it'll be Clara.
My brain just kind of wings it most of the time, too.
Clara gives an excited nod and scrambles over. She hovers over me and focuses in. Reminds me of Yosemite peering over and glancing at my journal when I'm writing.
I'll do my best.
This is the worst voice. If nothing else, at least she's motivated.
It's just like Mickey, but even higher.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's hard to do. You see how I'm pushing the pole through the sleeve? Oh, yeah. I slide the pole in and out of the thin sleeve that runs across the tent.
Can you do it again a little bit slower?
We're disgusted. Do the same thing on the other side after it's in the grommet. From there, we'll lift it up together. Got it?
Hey, we had to check a thing that said we were not for kids.
That's true. It's all good now.
Sounds like a plan.
She skips to the other side and bends over.
Oh, yeah.
Diligently, she begins to slip the poles through the sleeves, matching them at the end with the color-coded tabs.
This is exciting. It's been such a long time since I've been camping like this. Like actual camping.
Losing my voice already. It catches me a little off guard. Most people these days just go in their tin-can motorhomes like that couple. Stop fiddling with the poles for a few seconds and glance over. She's actually kind of cute. Oh, yeah?
Uh-huh. We live near a national forest, so my dad would take me camping out there. During extra long weekends. 4th of July. Memorial Day. Things like that.
I can't help but smirk a little as I slide the last sliver of the pole through. Maybe this kid isn't completely helpless. A rugged outdoorsman, huh?
Oh my god. Yes.
Lift. We reach towards the middle of the tent and hoist it up at the same time. The poles act as a frame, giving the tent its modest round shape.
He was always doing something out there. I didn't know one man could spend so many hours fishing.
Huh. Reminds me of my old man. He and my brothers were the ones who got me into camping. To this day, roughing it and loving it is the family motto.
Look at us just hanging out with the
They know we're so
camper
nice
people.
now. You have like nothing to say.
I
over there?
don't. Goofy's over there just eating a sandwich.
Just drooling all over himself. You have the steaks?
That's one heck of a scary motto. Fun though. Makes me wish I had kept up with all this. And yeah, they're right here.
She grabs a handful of steaks and a hammer from off the ground. The tent is looking shapely now. There's more simple stuff that needs doing, like putting in the fly on, but staking it is the last big one.
Like my rear.
The tent's looking pretty sexy. Well, when you get home, you can tell him all about how you outdid him at his own hobby.
Wish I could, but he died a few years
Oh,
back.
oh.
Thanks for bringing that up.
Oh, no.
She doesn't even flinch while saying it. It's as cheerful and natural sounding as the rest of the conversation. These Disney characters are weird, so maybe that's why I turn into a stuttering mess.
Holy shit!
My
Mind if I do this part? I think I remember how to now.
And maybe that's why I nod my head and agree with it. She bends back down and starts hammering the stakes into the soft soil between the straps of fabric at the end of the poles.
The anniversary's coming up, and between that and school being so tough, I guess I just wanted to feel closer to him.
How does someone answer that? Am I expected to? Within the time it takes to snap your fingers, it feels like my entire perspective on this girl has gone through a kaleidoscope of changes.
Yeah, way to ruin it.
Yeah, it can't be turned on now. God. It's not because her dad is dead. Not entirely, anyway. If anything, I think it's because she even has a dad. These people, the rowdy pains in my ass who don't care about anything but themselves, they have family. They have lives. Put those things together and you realize, sweet mother of God, these people have some sort of rationale and perspective.
I was created in a lab.
Everybody's got a dad except for me.
I am the ultimate life form.
My breath catches in my throat. Why does that scare me so much?
All done. Hope it's all up to snuff.
Clara drops the hammer on the ground, presenting her achievement with a smile. Her friends, and Yellowstone, stand out to the side, oohing and eyeing at this most impressive of displays.
Wow!
Looks pretty spiffy to me. You did a swell job, don't you think so, Eve?
I shake myself out of it long enough to see an erected tent that isn't toppling over in the wind.
Erection.
Damn it, Goofy. Oh,
Goofy's got like a swear jar.
Yeah.
Goofy.
He says something and Mickey gives him a look that's like, I'm going to beat you later. Yeah. Keep it up and you'll be a real pro.
I can put on the fly if one of y'all wants to set up the fire. Yep, I can.
Ooh, me. Yellowstone leaps up and down, volunteering herself to the cause.
Oh, I like that.
No one even has time to argue before she's sprinting over to the supplies.
I'm gonna go snag the lighter fluid.
Takes a while for the words to sink in and settle, but once they do, I chase after her. Hold it! I'm preemptively banning you from building a fire. You're banned. Got it. Banned.
I'm shipping Goofy and Yellowstone now.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
I just imagine him the whole time just like staring at Yellowstone, eating his sandwich.
Yeah.
Just not saying a word.
Oh, is that a pretty good sandwich?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Oh,
looking at.
yeah. Spread some more mayonnaise on there, please.
Goodbye, good luck, good night, and thanks for all the fish.
Yellowstone shouts into the distance. The four hikers turned campers, wave goodbye. The campfire I built for them silhouetting their bodies in warm, flickering light.
Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you.
Don't forget to drink lots of water, and be sure to bundle up.
Oh, man, and we never heard from them again.
Yeah. As Yellowstone continues the spectacle of her farewell, I stand at her side, stiff as a statue.
Take care. Thanks for all your help.
Clara cups her hands around her mouth and yells, the energy in her voice carrying it even further than Yellowstone's. Thanks.
Goodbye, Yellowstone.
What's your number?
I raise my hand. Even though I'm moving now, it still feels stiff. From this far away, I doubt she can tell, but I give a slight wave. Just one, before turning around and starting back on the trail.
I still feel stiff.
It takes a while.
Go, get your shit together.
It takes a while, but eventually I hear Yellowstone's footsteps shuffle behind me. Soon we're in lockstep with each other, hiking in silence as the sky dims to a deep orange.
So I forgot to tell you, I can't get back.
I lied before.
We're almost out of daylight here in Wyoming. Wonder how much light is left in California. Though if I'm being honest with myself, finishing up with the trash couldn't be further from my mind at this point.
That sure was fun.
She looks up, gazing at the trees. The branches almost look like shadows in the light, stripped of their texture.
You don't think so?
They need to render again.
Yeah, it's taking a little bit.
The sunlight.
I don't know what I think, except that's a lie. I felt something when we were helping out those hikers, but it wasn't fun. No, it was fear. Fear that I still might not be as hardened as I wish I were. Fear that maybe, in some way, I might be wrong.
Oh, God, emotions.
Well, I had a swell time.
Well, good for you.
There's a somber tenderness in Yellowstone's voice, like the volume on her has been turned down. Thank Christ.
All those pleases and thank yous. It was nice, you know. I wish it could be like that all the time.
Feels like a rock just sank to the pit of my stomach, and now it can only sit there while I dwell on it. What she wants is impossible.
Yeah, kindness is impossible.
Yeah, people suck. Most people aren't grateful or even half interested. Every so often you'll get someone like Clara and her friends, but those are few and far between. For the most part, people are careless and destructive. They are, right? Because if they aren't, then this entire time I've been a bitch. 2 hikers pass us from the opposite direction, their hair matted from the gallons of sweat pouring out of them, but both smiling.
Oh God, I don't know how to voice them. What do we do?
We're out of voices?
We are.
Yellowstone gasps.
We're almost to the tip top. Come on, Slowpoke. Beat feet.
Slow poke.
There's no time for me to live up to my new mantle of Slowpoke, though. Yellowstone grabs my wrist and tugs me along behind her. My feet stumble over each other, struggling to match her pace.
Beat feet.
Careful. You're going to yank my arm out of the socket. We stop.
Ah, my arm!
A deafening crack. Oh.
Ooh. Mount Washburn.
Below us, a sweeping valley of trees extends miles ahead, blanketing the earth with its greenery. It's cut off by a sheared cliff, a sudden drop that would swallow everything in darkness if not for the sun's glowing orange reflecting off the rocks.
Everything that the light touches is my kingdom.
Beyond even that, the park rolls off into the pink horizon, stretching on forever. All that anchors us here is the posted wood sign. Mount Washburn. Elevation 10,243 feet.
No wonder it's so hard to breathe up here.
Right?
Ain't it a sight for sore eyes?
Whoa.
Very sore.
You too, huh?
I glance down at Yellowstone. She glances up at me. For a long time we stare at each other. The blue in Yellowstone's eyes almost looks gray,
Falling in love.
as if the color has been sucked from it, like how the color has been out of me. She's always so excitable, always so loud, so bouncy. There's not an off button on this girl, even when she's sleeping. In more ways than I can count, she's my polar opposite.
There's probably an on button.
Let's find it. So why does it feel like we're on the same wavelength right now?
Because everything is dope AF, my friend.
Yeah, everything's gonna be all sad now. I rear myself away from and stare off into the distance, not looking at anything in particular. Are you missing a word here? What's going on here?
I don't know. It seems like there's some missing words, or we're not reading it right. I don't know.
Maybe.
Golly, you sure do have a lot of pride, Missy.
Golly.
Don't assume things so much. You'll turn out like Yosemite.
Oh yeah, I'll show you.
She like rockets it off her head. Despite me being deathly serious, Yellowstone chuckles. She slides off her hat, revealing her volcano. It's a reminder that whatever she or the other 2 girls are, they aren't human.
Damn!
Not entirely. I followed you up here. What the hell? You sure it's okay to take that off?
Yup. Folks don't usually come up here once it's dark.
Taking a knee, she wiggles out of her backpack and zips it open. Like a magician pulling tissue from her sleeve, she unfolds a checkered picnic blanket and lays it on the ground.
Oh, cool. We're going to have a picnic.
Come on, take a load off. It's wild comfy.
Does she have food?
I think she just wants to sit. She pats the blanket. Dust comes flying off it in small plumes. Doesn't bother me, though. We're already outside. My aching feet need a rest. Dust or no dust.
Better than sitting on snow.
Yeah. I take Yellowstone up on her offer and plop down next to her. Even on top of the blanket, I can feel myself sink into the soil. In a way, it's like falling onto a soft bed after a long day. Refreshing.
You're soft. So soft.
It's always so nice kicking back up here. That crisp mountain air really helps you get back to nature.
Not that I don't agree, but aren't you technically nature?
I'm of the nature type, yes.
Giggling, Yellowstone slaps me on the back like she's trying to burp a baby. Well-meaning, I'm sure, but with how hard she's doing it, I feel like I'm going to somersault over the face of the mountain. Or burp really loud.
That's different, you goofball. This here's my special place.
Plus, I don't know what I am.
Special place? Zip?
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, everybody's gotta have a special place. I bet you have one too.
Let's explore.
What's that cone do? I think back to my old hikes up Limbear Dome, and how when I was at the peak, sweaty and scarfing down as much thin air as I could, I would sit down on a rock and start to journal. The wind was sometimes so fierce it would rip the papers right out of the notebook.
Damn.
But I was always able to make it work, at least back then I could. I'm a ranger. The entire park is my special place. Yellowstone blows out an impressed whistle that I swear echoes across the valley.
Whew. Whew? Can't argue with that kind of gumption now, can I?
Yeah, like, whew.
Yeah. But it so happened to whew.
Whew.
Yellowstone's eyes widen.
Golly, I almost forgot. I gotta do laundry.
With a burst of second wind, she unzips another one of the many, many zippers on her backpack. Well, unless you take us home, there's not a whole lot you can...
Yeah, are we going home?
The words have barely left my mouth when she dumps a trash bag full of dirty clothes into her head.
Oh my god.
Never mind. She's like a Swiss Army person. It only gets more horrified when she starts tossing in pods of detergent.
Isn't that
next.
a horror movie?
Swiss Army Man?
Yeah.
It's not a horror movie. It's like an independent,
Okay.
like feel-good, weird movie. I haven't seen it, but I wanted to watch it. I forgot to watch it.
She's actually doing laundry in her head.
She put Tide Pods in her head. Don't eat those.
Yeah. It's the Tide Pod Challenge. It's dope AF.
Yosemite is gonna bust a gasket if I don't get this done. Eve, quick! Say something super mean to me.
Oh, you're going to catch her off guard. Your head's stupid.
It's
too far.
It's okay, I can take it.
She gives me a determined nod, but I don't think she quite understands that I tend to specialize in this kind of stuff. There's a reason those bozos back at the station called me a porcupine. But if she insists, no one in the entire world, now or ever, will ever love you. Yellowstone takes a moment to digest what I said. Her face goes downcast. Wow, what a bummer.
You're a bitch.
Yeah, nothing you do will ever be appreciated or acknowledged. It's pointless.
That's really heavy.
Tears spot the corners of her eyes. Whatever I'm doing must be working because the distant sound of bubbling water begins to belch out of her volcano. Pointless just like your existence, if you think about it. If you keeled over tomorrow, your impact on the world would basically amount to nothing. Guess the worms would appreciate... She shoves me. I nearly tip over.
Knock it off! You're just being nasty now. You big bully.
Moment's over. Does she have to, like, stare into the mirror and self-deprecate to get the laundry going? You are stupid.
Oh, we did say she's, like, into S&M stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
Beat my feet.
Whimpering, she tries to sniff back the tears, but that doesn't stop the water from boiling to the top of her head. But instead of squirting out like a geyser as it has before, just bubbles at the surface. The clothes rise to the top.
She's going to blow her load everywhere. Blow the load of laundry.
Fingers crossed.
I mean.
Yeah. Wadded up in a soapy ball. Foam creeps down her head like snow resting on the top of a mountain. So does that mean it's working? Yellowstone nods her head, snorting back the snot as she regains her composure.
Uh-huh. Now it's just gotta stay like this for a while now.
Every 10 minutes, I need you to call me something.
And you have to do this every time you need to do laundry?
I can do it without all the waterworks, but it's as slow as molasses.
That sounds exhausting.
Why don't you just buy a laundry machine?
Washing machines
a laundry
exist?
machine. You know what I mean. That's what it is.
I got a laundry machine and a food coldinator.
Yeah. A container.
She starts to laugh, but just as quickly it fades into a sigh.
It is. But it's cool beans. I've always been a bit of a crybaby anyway. In fact, the first thing I can remember is waking up and crying right over there.
Oh, no.
My head follows along with her finger until she finally settles on some shrubs on the hillside. I see old placenta in the bushes.
Oh, no, God.
In the bushes?
Darn Skippy. And it's my birthday suit to boot. And my birthday suit to boot.
Darn Skippy.
I'd like to see that. That's just asking for trouble.
I didn't have much of a choice. Once I woke up, I spent a long time on my own.
A hazy gaze lingers in Yellowstone's eyes. Her mouth hangs open like she's about to say something, but for a long time she doesn't, and all I can do is listen to the sound of her boiling head mixed with the wind.
A super long time.
Like until 2 months ago.
Yeah. Like a month? I grip the blanket and nervously twist it, knowing full well my guess is on the conservative side. Maybe it's the look she's giving, or maybe it's just a gut feeling. Longer. My stomach takes another plunge. Even if I expected it, it's still sombering to hear. I was keeping track of the days, but then there was this huge blizzard and I lost my spot. I was brushing up against 10,000.
Oh my god.
No way. I'm no math genius, but I crunched the numbers in my head real quick. 10,000 days is almost 30 years. You wandered around Yellowstone National Park naked and alone for decades.
Yeah, they made a reality show.
Not naked. I would have frozen my tiny hiney off years ago.
Once again, the southern accent makes sense.
You see, there was this nice gal who was out camping. Kind of sounded like Minnie Mouse.
Yellowstone massages the sides of her head just beneath the base of her volcano. Her eyes squint like she's fighting a migraine.
I can't remember if she saw me first or if I stumbled on her. It's been so long, I don't even know what she looks like. I do remember that she lent me her clothes. And that was the first time I wasn't alone.
So you were naked and alone.
Yeah. Yellowstone's voice sounds like a husk. Hearing it doesn't feel right, like I'm listening to something forbidden. I try to fight it with the only thing I really know anymore, cynicism. Being alone out in the woods for a couple years doesn't sound too bad. Don't have to deal with other people at least.
A couple years.
Yeah, way to diminish my plight.
30 years.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I didn't even know other people existed.
And she lost count at 30 years.
Yeah.
Which means it could be longer.
Oh my god. It took 30 years for a blizzard to show up. That seems a little unlikely.
That's true. I don't
Weird.
know.
Maybe she's just really terrible at counting. She was there for like 2 hours.
Right.
I don't know how days
It's been
work.
a day, right?
I was just born. Well, maybe I did. Somewhere in the back of my noggin. But I sure hadn't seen them before. You're a lot like Yosemite. A bitch. I am certainly not. It's true, though. You both gotta have your alone time. That's dandy and all, but for a gal like me, it was so dope AF.
I might throw myself off this cliff if she says that one more time.
Are you really gonna? That's a part of her vocabulary now.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say that. I die a little every time I have to say it.
I'd never felt something like that before. Made me feel all kinds of warm and fuzzies, so I kept going out and looking for more people.
My eyes can't help but drift up to her volcano. Instead of smoke, vapor simmers from it, clouding the top of her head with hazy waves of heat.
I melted the clothes.
Wouldn't
Oh no, I got a red sock in there. Now everything's pink.
her eyes just turn red.
Quick, get the bleach.
Wouldn't people be
Spooked?
I was gonna say mortified, but that works.
As sure as the sun would rise.
Yellowstone gives a deflated sigh. The steam above her puffs out in a cloud.
That's when a new day starts, right?
I'm actually making all this up just so the laundry goes quicker. But if they stuck around long enough, I'd try to help them out. Bring them kindling wood or grub, things like that.
Oh, grub. Like food. I was thinking like the bugs.
like
she's
Lion
Timon
King.
and Pumbaa, yeah.
Sometimes they'd even talk to me.
Slimy, yet satisfying.
Her standards for communication are so low, it's kind of impressive. Part of me wonders if both me and Yellowstone are looking for the same thing. Validation. Only difference is that Yellowstone was desperate enough to keep pursuing it while I just gave up.
But in the end, it doesn't really matter. They'd always pack up and leave, and I'd be alone again.
The corners of the sky have been brushed with the deep, brilliant red. It gradients with the darkening blue, two different colors from the opposite end of the spectrum. Usually they would clash, but instead they blend and meld together, mixing into a faded lavender.
Ooh, ultramarine.
I was going to make an ultramarine joke. It's going to follow us to the grave.
Prussian blue.
It was like that. It was always like that. Then Zion and Yosemite found me.
Question flies across my mind. How? Why would Yosemite and Zion even be in Yellowstone National Park?
They're assembling the Avengers.
Yeah.
Obviously.
But something inside me tells me to save it for later, because we can't figure it out yet. And whatever it is, it keeps me from spouting off my knee-jerk objections. That's the big difference between me and Yosemite. I actually have manners, when I want to.
For the first time since I woke up on this rock, it felt like I had a place to belong. Like a family, you dig?
I dig. What the hell? Yellowstone
She's my favorite.
clasps her hands, rocking side to side as she recalls her nostalgia for the good old days. Suddenly, I wasn't so lonesome anymore. Zion and Yosemite were both so chummy and nice to me. I wanted to do whatever I could to help out around the cabin. Well, good to know Yosemite wasn't always a slave driver.
I actually.
Yeah. She has lots of whips. Yosemite didn't used to be a lot of things. Zion too, but in different ways. The steam rising above her thickens a little. Maybe it's even darker. Her pleasant stroll down memory lane comes to a dead end, her voice falling back into that unusual monotone sadness.
I burnt the clothes.
But now things are just so different. I try my darndest, but Yosemite is such a grump, and Zion can't help out like she used to. It's almost like I'm as lonesome as I was way back when.
Oh, no.
And I'm naked all the time, too. Yellowstone sniffs, and the water in her head bubbles to the surface, spilling down her volcano and into some of her hair. Is that dumb, Eve? Am I just stinking thinking? Oh, man.
Come on. We're trying to be serious here.
Yeah.
Say things like stinking thinking.
Something in my cold, withered heart sizzles as she wipes a few twinkling tears on her sleeves.
I used to be a brunette, but all the bleach from my laundry.
Yeah. I think this might be an infection. I hate to be a sap about it, but I think maybe I was onto something. Maybe me and Yellowstone might have a bit more in common than I would have liked to admit. I could never be as open about it as her. Not when a brave face is what's gotten me this far, but that need for validation, for respect. I get it. You're not alone, kid. I don't think it is. Yellowstone's head twists over to me to look at me so fast, I'm afraid she might get whiplash. She looks at me like I just sprouted a volcano from the top of my head.
France!
Wipe that look off your face before I take it back. She swipes her hand across her dumbfounded face. When her hand reaches the other side of her cheek, she's wearing a stretched out frown that digs into her dimples. How do I put this? It's like the dumbest, most intrusive thoughts are probably the most honest. If it's in your head, then there's probably a reason for it, right?
Yeah, laundry.
You started this. Yellowstone's strained frown has collapsed into gawking amazement. Do you get those dumb, implosive thoughts too, Eve? We have so much in common.
Except mine are explosive.
Wouldn't have clocked the guy in the face and ended up stationed at the cabin if I didn't. Hot diggity. Hot dog.
Okay.
Okay, is it? Are we? Okay, no.
No, I just said okay for the accent again.
Hot diggity. A hot flush spreads through my face as I play tug-of-war with the urge to divulge more information. On one hand, she basically kidnapped me and made it so that I'm all but guaranteed to get chewed out by Jesse. On the other hand, I feel like I owe it to her in a way. There's nothing worse than feeling like you're the only one who cares, who's trying. Actually, I had one of those implosive thoughts today. Ooh, don't keep me hanging, spit it out. She leans in so close that her volcano is practically in my ear. With all the bubbling, it sounds like a cauldron and smells like a laundromat. So those campers from earlier, they would have been up the creek without us, maybe even literally. Them, yeah.
Well, it's with the weird voices.
Yeah. When we were helping him out, one of them said something to me about how our old man used to take her camping before he passed. Wowzers. That's kind of a shocker, seeing as they all look scared of you. Trust me, you're not the only one who's shocked. It gave me this weird feeling.
This weird crystallizing feeling?
Like those warm fuzzies I was talking about?
Wowzers, trousers.
Zippity doo-dah! Yellowstone wraps herself in her arms like she's curling up in a blanket.
Hold on, read cycle.
Starts like shaking. Nah, the opposite. Like I wanted to puke. Yikes! You really do hate people, huh? That's what I thought. I deal with so many clowns and chuckleheads every day, I could build a circus. But this group wasn't that. They were just good kids. Looking back, a lot of visitors are. At the very least, they can shut up and follow directions. They're like cattle. Round them up and ship them off so I don't have to deal with them. So when one comes along to remind me that she's a real person, it's a sucker punch. Something like that. I let out a sigh right as the wind howls past us and rustles through the trees. I've been doing this way too long. It's rotted me to my core. But a core is better than nothing, and nothing is all I would have left if I turned to mush. I tried being vulnerable and open. For years I did. But all it left me with was who I am now.
Aww.
Yellowstone leaps to her feet. Hot water splashes everywhere.
God, the
Oh,
laundry.
yeah, she was doing the laundry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bogus talk. Sounds to me like you had a bonding moment and you're too chicken to admit it.
The fighter in me swings up without a second thought. Just punches him square in the face.
Shut the hell up.
How dare you?
You like Krabby Patties, don't you?
I'm not afraid of admitting anything. Even if I'm swinging way outside the truth.
Oh yeah? Not even that you had fun helping those campers out? Wink wink nudge nudge.
I know you did.
I freeze, stare, look away. Damn it. Now she knows. Yellowstone crouches down, leaning ever closer as she tries to coax the answer out of me.
Not even a teensy teensy bitsy teeny weeny tiny shiny bit.
I may have taken some liberties on that one.
Right.
Okay, fine.
Anything that rhymes.
I swat her away like an annoying fly. It was sorta nice to help out people who were genuinely enthusiastic.
Well, corn my fritters.
And don't forget grateful.
Yeah, that's another one to put on the list.
Don't you just wish it could always be like this?
Oh, it's kind of cold up here.
Right?
I chuckle a little, brushing myself off as I climb to my feet.
Just trying to get you to transfer to her national park.
Yeah.
Screw Yosemite. She's a bitch.
She's always wet. Doesn't even play hard to get.
I'm wet in my head.
Sure. Wish Pup would crap gold too, but I think I'll be waiting a while for both of those miracles.
Let me work on it.
You don't know, he might.
Why can't we just make it happen ourselves?
What do you mean? When she turns to look at me, there's smoldering fire of excitement in her eyes. Tendrils of smoke rise from her volcano and ears.
No, we've already done a fire.
Oh, she's
Wha-
angry. What is this?
Jeez.
The miracles.
She taking over the narration? What was that?
I don't know.
All right.
She's going Monica on us.
Yeah.
I take a step backwards, feeling a sudden surge of heat emanating off of Yellowstone. My foot slips on a pebble, and I grasp the guardrail to keep from falling.
Trying to
I
get
feel
rid
so
of-
faint, and she grabs me.
Trying to get rid of all the other national parks.
Turns into a horror game. I nervously laugh. Huh. That's a nice thought, but it's about time we head home, don't you think? Please?
We've been here for like 6 episodes.
Why? Who says we have to go home?
She is trying to take over.
We could stay here forever and ever.
What are you talking about? Of course we have to go back.
Do we, though? Do we really?
No, I guess not.
A soft orange glow starts to light up her head, like a shy sunset.
Just stare into my head. You don't need to go home.
Okay, whatever you're doing definitely isn't funny. Just take us home now. We've been here long enough. I wouldn't have minded staying a few minutes longer just to let her enjoy it. But with the way she's acting now, I don't like it. It gives me a bad feeling. The kind I feel before getting a serious call from dispatch. Something instinctive. Run!
She's the evil one.
Yeah.
She's the
Yellowstone
mastermind.
shakes her head, causing the smoke to weave a lazy spiral in the air. Blowing smoke rings.
Just think about it, Eve. We can go around helping folks, and they'll always appreciate it, and nobody will ever yell at us.
Listen, I get how you feel, but that wasn't...
I'm gonna start yelling at you.
Listen to me. If you get it, then why not? Were you just fibbing when you said all that stuff about people being good?
The question's like a smack across the face. I'm not even sure how to go about responding at first. That's not important. I have responsibilities. You have responsibilities.
Yeah, to hear.
No! Yosemite says I have responsibilities. I only ever wanted to help, but not if nobody cares.
You brat.
God, they're just
gonna full on fight now. I wasn't
Right.
expecting this.
Man, she wants appreciated. What a bitch she is.
Jeez, God, get over it. Shut up and do the dishes. I could feel all the goodwill that Yellowstone had built up over the day crumbling away. This little crisis you're having, I've been dealing with it every day for the last 5 years. So don't you even try to lord it over me. I'm way more emo than you.
Right?
Your stunt has already cost me the entire day. My supervisor is never going to let me hear the end of it. With each sentence, I take a step towards her, regaining the distance I lost earlier. Yellowstone just shakes her head like a petulant 5-year-old, tuning out or ignoring what I say. She's going to be asking what caused me to abandon my duties, and the truck, which is government property, I might add, and I'm not going to have anything good to tell her. So the least you can do, literally the absolute least, is take me back like you promised and suck it up like I do.
I mean, even all the way out here, she was still doing the laundry.
Yeah, I mean, she's still... I don't know, she's kind of being bratty, though.
She's being weird now,
Yeah. Finally, we're a little over an arm's length away from each other. Time to hug.
Uh-oh.
You don't get it.
Time to bring out that angry southern drawl.
Her voice is a hoarse whisper. Smoke swirls from her head, wrapping around us.
Nay, nay.
Say that again. I reach for her, ready to drag. I was going to make a hoarse whisper joke, too, but... ready to drag her ass back to Yosemite National Park myself.
No one gets it.
A wave of violent heat ripples off Yellowstone, hot enough that it drives me back again. I press my hand on my forehead to shield myself. Oh, what the hell?
She's going to ruin the laundry.
Right?
It's all over.
It's going to be all melted. We're going to have to be naked all the time.
Oh, damn it.
The air shimmers in front of her as Yellowstone clenches her fists. Black dust mars the ground beside her, where she just obliterated some poor weeds. Pieces of charred laundry rain down on us.
God, she did burn the laundry.
And for a brief moment, I can see something like regret in her face, but then she switches back to looking upset. I don't even know why. I haven't even had time to ask. She went from 0 to 212 in just a couple seconds. What a weird number.
What is that?
My mouth goes dry.
Is that some sort of metric crap we don't get? No, that'd be an even number.
Right. That would actually make sense.
Yeah.
I thought maybe, just maybe, you would understand. But I was wrong. You're just like Yosemite. Well, I'm sick of it.
She takes a step back. The entire ground shakes. Startled birds take to the sky, abandoning the trees in droves. I lose my balance, falling to one knee. Marry me!
For an earthquake!
The ground rumbles yet again. Yellowstone unleashes a frustrated, blood-curdling scream.
Oh, shit.
I'm not going to do that. Because people might be wearing headphones. Arg. Wait, Southern. Arg!
Aruga!
My hands go from shielding my forehead to covering my ears. When the scream is over, I look up just in time to see Yellowstone disappear into the woods.
Oh, no. She takes off all her clothes. I'm going
Yeah.
back to being naked out here.
Oh, you're abandoned out here now. Hey, where do you think you're going? Doesn't do any good, though. All that remains is her presence is the ashy ground where she stood and the remains of the laundry. I think one of Yosemite's socks landed on the picnic basket.
Oh, God. We're going to go on a
This is
quest
getting
now.
rough. I stumble to my feet and give chase. It's difficult to follow her because I keep losing my footing, but I do my best. Other campers and hikers fly past in varying degrees of panic, but I don't hear what they say. It's actually an earthquake.
Yeah, like she's trembling.
Yeah.
Ah, you little brat. I'm going to shove my foot so far up your ass it'll come out that volcano.
Animals go by too. Terrified rabbits and mice and a few desperate deer all careen past. I can only imagine what it's like in other parts of the park if they're affected.
You do that, and then some giant foot comes out of the ground.
Oh, God.
Whoa! That's cool!
Yellowstone! I must sound like an idiot to anyone who hears me just screaming the name of the park, but I don't care. I need to find Yellowstone, the girl, and get out of here.
Can you help me find Yellowstone?
I'd love to, crazy person, but there's an earthquake happening. As I run, I have to recognize the futility of what I'm doing. I have no idea what direction she might have gone in, and it's already dark and getting darker.
I hope we run into those campers again.
Right? Save me, Mickey. I don't even have a flashlight. With a sixth sense of irony, I realize that I'm doing exactly what I yell at unprepared hikers for doing, wandering off the paths without a plan. I keep running. My hat flies off my head. No! I reach to grab it, but the ground rumbles again.
Just follow the soot.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know if she's burning stuff that quickly. Ugh, whatever. With a groan, I leave it be and keep calling for Yellowstone. For a second, I think I see the glow from her volcano. But when I get closer, I realize that it's just the ashes of a recently abandoned campfire. Whoever made it probably left when the earthquake began. I quickly smother it in dirt since I'm unable to smother my ranger instincts.
With all this earthquake stuff, there is going to be a volcano explosion.
Is every episode going to end in some kind of natural disaster?
Yeah, probably.
More and more, the whole game's going to end with, like, the world ending. More and more distressed birds abandon the trees, while agitated mice and the like continue to whisk by underfoot. My heart pounds, both from exertion and from fear. The altitude doesn't make it any easier to breathe. What if I can't find her? What if she doesn't want to be found?
That music is like freaking out.
I know. Up ahead, I pass by some more trees and then realize that I'm at the edge of the mountain once again. Since it isn't a touristy spot, there's no guardrail at this section. It's just open space beyond, the yawning, inky blackness waiting below, and not a single trace of Yellowstone.
I'm starting to get seasick.
Just as I think that, the shaking and rumbling starts up yet again.
Oh, good.
Once more, I feel myself wobble and start to fall over. Except this time, I'm not able to catch myself.
Oh, God, you fall into the chasm.
Oh, I'm gonna die.
It's got to load you dying. Oh, no,
everything's
you're fine.
I'm just a little nervous. My feet slide out from under me and I slam onto my side hard as the momentum carries me the rest of the way over the edge. The pebbles and dirt batter my face as I scramble to find a handhold. Bile and pure unadulterated panic sear my throat as my fingers find the slightest lip of a rock to grab hold of. Aw, crap. Not again! Again?
Again? What's happening?
My voice bounces off the rocks below me, creating a rippling echo that rings out into the darkness. My hands sting and my arms ache from the effort of supporting me. It's only been a couple of seconds.
She's going to have a heart attack and go to Yamaku?
I think she's like... Is she hanging off the edge of a cliff right now?
I don't know.
Someone call Sylvester Stallone. This is pathetic and the worst sort of irony.
Like, is she in a chasm thing?
Like she went to a cliff face that didn't have a railing and then she fell.
Oh, okay.
But I think she like grabbed onto a rock or something. My life doesn't flash before my eyes, so maybe that's a good sign. Unless that happens right before you hit the ground. I strain my muscles as I try to pull myself up.
Yeah.
It reminds me of my training back in Glencoe. Feel the burn, Adams. Feel the burn. Thanks, Billy Blanks. A trickle of dust pours into my face as the rock ledge I'm holding onto starts to crumble.
Yellowstone just walks up. She doesn't like actually step on your hand or anything. She just like cuts off her finger and then the cliff.
The rock. That's terrifying.
It is terrifying.
I could feel the stone starting to slide past my fingers. Damn it. It won't be able to hold my weight. It's really going to happen like this, huh? It's been years of my life telling people to be careful around cliffs, only to end up falling off one myself. The universe sure does have a way of kicking me when I'm down. I shut my eyes. Maybe it's not so bad. At least this long joke will finally be over.
You clicked the wrong choice. I think this is the bad ending.
What did I do? The stone gives way. I fall. Goofy grabs me.
Yeah.
A force presses against my back. My boots grind against the cliffside as I slow to a floating stop. The sound of roaring wind is replaced with the flapping of two overworked wings.
Zion!
A small familiar voice squeaks out from behind me. You're gonna get to talk!
Yay! Miss Eve, you're really fat!
And that's the episode. Is that? I don't know if it is.
No, I mean, yeah, kinda.
Nah. Is it Zion?
Yeah! It's me!
My eyes drift down to my feet. If someone looked at this sideways, it might seem like I'm walking up the cliff.
Don't worry, Miss Eve. We've got you.
Is she here too?
Nope, me and Pup.
I glance back at Zion, but I immediately regret it when I realize I still can't see the bottom. What? Let's see it.
I don't remember her voice.
It was just sultry girl
What do you
voice.
mean by she? I could have just left you to plummet to your death, you know.
Yosemite's harsh voice carries from above me.
I'm sorry, I meant to say that a little bit harsher.
I look up to see her holding out her hand. Without thinking, I grab it. Zion, finally free of the burden that is me, slides down to my boots and holds them up.
Good God, go on a diet!
What did you step in? With one giant heave, Yosemite pulls me onto the cliff.
Miss Eve, are you okay?
Am I okay? I paw at the ground, half expecting it to erode and fall away, or to realize that I'm dead and that Yosemite and Zion being here are just fantasies my brain concocted to help me accept it.
Could be.
What a weird fantasy.
Did the fall make you forget how to talk?
Did the catch make you a bitch?
Here, have a hat.
Yosemite slaps my hat over my head. It's crooked. I'm okay. You broke my hat. It's crooked. Thank you.
It doesn't work right now.
I awkwardly sit up, shame keeping me from looking into Yosemite's eyes. Of all the people to be indebted to, it's not like you were that angry at each other. How'd you find me out
Right.
here?
The paintings work both ways.
Yeah, they do.
Also, I had Zion patrol the bottom of the cliff because I figured you were already dead.
That's comforting.
I know, right?
Zion tugs my sleeve.
Miss Eve, not to interrupt, but do you know where Yellowstone is?
Hopefully dead.
It's all around you.
That's right.
Shut up!
I punch my palm and it makes a loud smack. The whole almost dying thing almost made me forget about her. I was just looking for that brat, actually.
The two of you weren't together?
She ran off. We were just talking, and all of a sudden she got really pissy. Reminded me of you, actually. Yeah, that's a nice way
I
to talk
just
to the
saved
person.
your life.
Yeah, what?
You
Would be a
bitch.
jerk. I was going after her, and then all this happened.
Trying to feel sorry for you, Eve.
Right? Yosemite and Zion's faces both go pale.
Uh-oh, that might be a problem. What?
I'm listening to, like, the rock music. It's weird.
60s rock.
Yeah.
How mad was she?
I don't know. Why are you being attacked by your conscience now? Conversations with Yosemite always put me on the offensive, but even Yosemite doesn't rise to my bait this time.
I mean it. Was she truly angry?
I guess
I mean,
so?
she caused the
Yeah.
earthquake, which, I mean, we weren't dangling from a cliff for no reason.
Right. Would you, do you think I did this on purpose? I guess so. What does that have to do with anything?
I thought that's why they came. Do you know where you are? Does Yellowstone National Park not mean anything to you?
There are a couple iconic elements of the park. The wildlife, the geysers, the super volcano.
There it is.
No, that can't be what's happening.
Deductive reasoning. Put the pieces together. She is Yellowstone National Park. She's at Yellowstone National Park. What do you think is going to happen when she erupts in Yellowstone National Park?
It's like dividing by zero. Oh, God. That volcano has been dormant for centuries. It can't just go off on a whim.
Thanks for the insight, little Miss Geologist, but that's not going to actually stop it from happening. And when it does,
Geology rocks.
Yellowstone's gonna flip her lid. Did I say it right?
Finally, someone uses that phrase properly. There's no way. She can't cause an eruption or anything, right?
Do I look like I'm messing with you right now? Does any of this?
She gestures around the empty forest, still rocked by occasional tremors. No. I hate it when I have to admit she's right.
I mean, just get her out of there. Do you know why she was upset?
Seriously? Did you not see how she stormed out of the cabin in a huff this morning?
The ending of this is just like the ending of Moana.
What do you mean?
They just have to, she's gonna be like a big fire monster.
Oh,
You just have to go
yeah.
apologize
You just have
to
go
her.
sing to her. And
She's still angry over that? This girl will be the death of me, I swear.
well, probably the death of all of us if we don't move. Funny that she says that, considering that she's literally almost been the death of me twice. Well, I might have gotten a little snippy with her, but only because she started going on about how she wanted us to stay here forever. Not a bad idea, but I have work. Pinching the bridge of her nose, Yosemite lets out a long sigh.
Yeah, she wants you to transfer here. Thanks for making a bad problem worse.
I didn't. I wasn't trying to. I stuttered through my words, not sure if I should be apologizing or defending myself or what. Nothing I can say feels
I hate
right.
all of you. Leave
Yeah.
me alone.
It's been nothing but problems.
It's okay, Miss Eve. I know you didn't mean to doom Western civilization.
As if on cue, the rumbling underground starts up once more. Zion goes airborne to avoid it, while Yosemite and I use the trees for balance.
I was just going to say, I can fly out of here.
Yeah.
Have fun dying!
I can't carry you since you're such a fat ass. We need to find her fast. You have no idea where she might be.
None. She ran off a while ago, and I don't know which direction she went.
We'll have I thought it was Zion because she like jumped up.
Oh,
when
yeah,
that
she
popped
moved
up.
slightly. Yeah.
We'll have to hope we get lucky then.
She hands me a flashlight, and it gives me an achievement.
Flip your lid.
The two of them have their own as well, switching on the beams. We look around for any trace of Yellowstone, moving as quickly as we can.
I doubt she's gone very far. She's probably hiding somewhere close by. Even if she has to be aware of what's going on, I don't think she's stupid enough to let it happen, but still. I don't know, she seems pretty off her rocker.
We have to kill her to stop it.
If she's all alone, she must really be scared. Her fault for running off.
That's generalizing the situation a bit. The flashlights that we have are powerful and cut through the darkness easily. Still, without any real idea of where to start looking, it feels like the task is futile.
It also seems like you should be freaking out that you might get, like, caught and found out, because, I mean, there's going to be, like, news and stuff here now.
Yeah,
Super volcanoes going off, and...
Yeah, a dormant super volcano all of a sudden starts...
And a girl is causing it with a volcano on her head.
Yeah, technically it's just an earthquake right now. But...
Yeah, but that'll set off the volcanoes.
Yeah.
Seriously, if she wasn't so overdramatic about every little thing, we wouldn't have half as many issues as we do.
Yosemite tilts the beam upwards as if Yellowstone might be hiding in a tree. I get a glimpse of just how annoyed Yosemite herself
God, she didn't
looks.
hear me, did she?
I won't lie. There's a couple choice words, or beatings, I'd like to give Yellowstone when we find her.
As long as it's on my feet.
No one will beat my feet. I'm going to kill everybody.
But it's not like she's entirely wrong to be upset. Yosemite isn't just a nag. She's actively being antagonistic towards her.
I was going to say, she pisses you off, too.
Yeah.
Yellowstone, come out wherever you are.
She's, like, actually hiding like a little kid. Yellowstone, right?
Yeah.
Zion flutters a bit off the ground, just enough to put the top of our head level with mine. I'm too exhausted to worry about other people seeing her right now. We all have bigger things to worry
You
about.
just hear a big voice. I am the national park.
So one of the campers is like, "Oh, there's an earthquake. That's inconvenient." And then they see a literal angel. It's like, "Oh, this is the apocalypse."
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. The news is going to come here.
Yeah.
Yeah, come out. Don't you think you've done enough already?
That's sure to make her want to meet up with us.
Did I ask for your opinion? I can't imagine I would.
Well, look at you, all smiles. It's not
Right.
like this is serious or anything. My teeth grit together until the bottom set slides out.
Oh,
Ow.
shit.
This girl must have grapefruit-sized set on her to blow me off
Do
like
what?
that. Isn't this diva the one always thrusting her opinions on me when I don't want them?
Grapefruit-sized set is a pretty good set.
Yeah, she's thrusting her grapefruit-sized set on me. Well, that's what you're gonna get, so shove it, you overgrown tree.
Yeah, that seems like a good time to be fighting.
Yeah. Yosemite turns to glare at me, her face twisted in anger. Her flashlight shines up on her chin. Time for ghost stories! Illuminating half her face and leaving the other half in shadows. Yosemite can flip on the scare factor whenever she wants, just like the night we met. She's not half bad at it either. It's kinda hot. Unfortunately for her, I can be scarier. Boo!
Did you ever hear the one about...
And the claw was stuck to the side of the car. I've spent the better part of my day with Yellowstone. It might have been borderline kidnapping, but I think it's given me a good handle on why she's acting up.
I've been dead for 10 years. The ranger has a theory. This is gonna be rich.
It's more than a theory, and with all the moral
More
drivel
than a theory.
you try to cram into my head, I would have thought you'd be more aware of it.
Aware of what?
That Yellowstone is acting out because she's not getting any validation. Yosemite lets out a single guffaw, like some kind of rich Victorian woman.
They just all get it down on the ground. We're sorry, Yellowstone.
Pat, pat, pat.
We love you. Oh, Eve. Poor, precious, obvious Eve. You're projecting.
Excuse me?
It's not hard to piece together. You need validation for your miserable job, so of course you think Yellowstone needs it too.
God, she's a bitch.
What?
Like, how does anyone come back from this?
Right?
Let's just hang out with Zion.
Yeah, she's nice.
Whatever, we'll finally get to hang out with Zion on the next episode, and she's like,
I kill small animals and bury them.
Do you want to do some cocaine with me?
Would you like to fly too? My initial reaction is to swat this flashlight over her head, and earlier today I probably would have, but the more I think about it, the more I realize something. Maybe you're right.
The whole reason this is happening is because of her.
Yosemite does a double take, shocked at first, but suspicion starts to creep on her face. She knows there's more coming. But if that's what helped me relate to her, then so what? I'm not saying the little conehead is completely right, but would it kill you to show a little empathy?
Yes, actually. Empathy, really?
You don't know my physiology. It could. She gets in close. Her chin about touches my forehead, but I look up to meet her eyes.
Your hat's in the way. Is that what you showed those campers this morning?
I look away.
That's what I thought.
That's a straw man. What a dirty trick. But I get the point. I'm not exactly in a position to defend people who have a penchant for screwing up. But there are people behind mistakes. People like Clara and her outdoorsy dad.
Remember them?
That was her dad?
No, remember she talked about her dad being an outdoorsman.
Okay. I was like, we were saying Goofy was trying to hit on her. Yosemite walks away, shining her flashlight back on forgotten paths and shaking trees.
Listen close, Eve. There's a difference between being important and insistently inconveniencing others. Insistently? Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Yellowstone is like a child who won't mind. She's just throwing a tantrum until someone notices her. Don't be that person. I mean, you guys treat her like shit.
Yeah, she's slave work.
She's kind of going a little bit overboard now, but I mean, she's completely valid.
Yeah.
I can only hope that she's not dumb enough to... What, kill herself and cause a supervolcano? I think she is. Will you stop being so mean to Yellowstone?
Thank you, Zion. You were the only good person.
She's the voice of reason.
Yeah.
She's the best girl.
Yosemite and I both freeze in our tracks as Zion's voice cuts her off. We both turn to face the little cherub, who looks very unhappy.
It's like you aren't even hearing what Eve's saying. Maybe Yellowstone is lashing out, but she's only doing it because she's sad. Yellowstone loves helping. It's her favorite thing in the whole wide world. But wouldn't you be sad if no one ever thanked you? All you do is complain about her, even though she does so much for us.
Beam, I just want to thank you for all the things you do.
Thanks.
Please don't murder me with lava.
I needed to hear that.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm not the best at saying thank you to her either, but at least I don't say lots of mean things about her when she's not even around. You always tell people to be smart and to help others be smart. Then why can't you tell Yellowstone what she's doing wrong and help instead of just calling her dumb?
Well, she didn't hear me. It's fine.
Oh, you make me so mad! Zion's having an earthquake right now.
Today in the news, every national park.
Yeah. What in the hell happened today?
She flaps her wings angrily and moves closer to Yosemite, who watches open-mouthed.
You done pissed me off! You're nothing but a big old hypocrite! Oh.
Now Yosemite's mouth snaps shut like a mousetrap. She blinks several times, several budding tears leaking out. She meekly nods. I don't have anything to say either as Zion descends to the ground, her footsteps light enough to not make a sound.
The earthquake stopped.
She marches off towards a bush nearby.
My God, Yellowstone's right here, you idiots!
I have to pee. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Where are you going? To find Yellowstone.
I look to Yosemite, who's shielding her face with her arm as she chokes on her muffled tears. Wow.
What are you looking at? Keep walking.
Exit stage left. She tries to wipe her tears, but it only makes her eyes more red. I back away and follow Zion's lead. Holy crap, Yosemite just got chewed out by a toddler.
I'm 400 years old!
More than that. Zion kneels down, and I crowd around her to see what she's doing. Yosemite drags away behind us, sulking. There, underneath the bush Zion chose, is a cute little bunny rabbit. He's ash gray with the teensiest little black spot on his ears.
She's already forgotten what
She's
she's
distracted,
doing.
yeah.
Oh, buddy!
Let's kill it.
I'm hungry.
Zion deliberately aims the beam of her flashlight to not blind him, while she lays a hand against it. Only then do I realize that it's quaking in fear. Little tremors and spasms, like the ones that have been shaking the earth, rock its body.
Its wild eyes dart around while its snout twitches. Poor thing.
Shush!
She is not taking any shit
No.
right now. Without even looking, Zion shushes me with a finger against her lips. Gently, ever so gently, she strokes the hapless rabbit. Soon its shaking stops and it settles down. She snaps its neck.
She's got healing powers.
After a minute or two, it even leans its head against Zion's hand as if asking for more pets.
She's a beastmaster.
That's when Zion stands up and the bunny hops off into the forest, seeming relieved.
I know where Yellowstone is now. I talked to the rabbit.
Oh my god, she did!
The rabbit saw her in a clearing not too far away from here.
You can talk to animals?
Oh my god. Don't be silly, Miss Eve. Animals can't talk.
I'm just crazy.
I exchange a glance with Yosemite. But she huffs and I don't want to play anymore, and looks away. At this point, I'm just along for the ride, wherever it takes me. Zion sets off into the forest, seeming like she knows where she's going. She mostly goes on foot, but occasionally lifts herself into the air to avoid forest debris.
I mean, just fly all the time.
Yeah, she's cheating. After a bit, there's a rustling sound ahead, not too far from where Zion is.
Aww.
Oh, I forgive her. Yosemite aims her flashlight beam right onto Yellowstone's tear-stained face.
No, don't look at me.
A couple sad wisps of smoke rise from her volcano, looking more like cobwebs than anything. The glow and the heat from before are gone. Yellowstone's eyes are puffy from crying, and the sleeves of her hoodie are stained with snot and tears.
Yellowstone, it's just us. We were super worried about you.
Zion takes a few steps into the clearing.
At least I was. These girls kind of suck.
Maybe me and you could just hang out.
Don't come any closer. I screwed up real bad this time.
We all have to buy a new wardrobe.
Yellowstone starts to sob, choking out the words between gutted breaths.
I'm sorry I'm so useless. I can't do anything right. Everyone's so smart and nice and responsible, and I'm none of that stuff. I'm just a stupid crybaby who can't even do chores without screwing it all up. None of y'all should have put up with me, and I know right in the pit of my gut that you all would be so much happier if I just wasn't around.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry you had to find me way back when. I'm sorry for being no good.
She's in the same pose that Sayori was in one of her CGs in DDLC.
Oh, no.
When she, drops her juice box. I don't think we got that
at
part,
all,
but
yeah.
yeah, it's like the exact same look.
Yeah.
Don't you dare say that about yourself.
She hurries over to her friend, wrapping her arms around Yellowstone, who kneels down closer to the ground. They embrace each other, Yellowstone's sobs coming hard and fast.
Hug.
But I burned the laundry.
Shut your mouth.
My favorite pair of pants were in there.
The laundry. I almost forgot in all the panic. But they were in her head when she went and exploded. I hope mine was in another load.
It wasn't. Who cares about those old clothes? I was afraid that I wouldn't get to say thank you for all the nice things you do for us.
Too little, too late. Wow.
Nailed it.
That just makes Yellowstone cry even harder. She doesn't even try to talk. She just cries and cries, soaking Zion's shoulder. Not that Zion seems to mind.
Oh no, part of Zion just flooded.
I feed on your tears.
Yosemite and I maintain our distance. She's quieter, but I think she might be sobbing harder than Yellowstone, her chest heaving up and down as she tries to stay quiet.
Hot.
I scoot a little closer to her and pat Yosemite's shoulder. The shaking has completely stopped. For now, the world is still and quiet. I look above the trees into the sky. Between the branches, it looks like a portal into the stars.
Oh my God, it is.
Would you look at that? It's a clear night.
We beat it. That's the end.
Is that the end?
Really?
Oh.
I was going to say, they have to...
The next day.
Oh God. Reprimands, write-ups.
Was she British? I thought she was just bubbly.
No, I don't know. Trial duty. You'll be helping Simmons clean up so much trash that the plastic is going to biodegrade before you're done.
I flinch away from the headset as Jesse continues to squawk out new additions to the growing list of punishments I'll be receiving. With all due respect, ma'am, if I've proven my incompetence at taking out the trash, then maybe that isn't the best course of action.
Clean the bathrooms!
My voice stiffens. I sound like the verbalization of a 2x4, but if I appeal to Jessie's paramilitary side, I might be able to get out of this. She pauses, nothing but static coming from the other line. Maybe I'll actually be able to pull this off.
Cute. Let's see if you can keep up the blah, blah. Let's see if you can keep up that charm when dealing with the field trip going group tomorrow. Are there any other holes you want to dig?
Just yours. Not really. Yikes, Jessie doesn't just lay down the law, she is the law. I am the law!
I am the Senate.
We went 2 different movies there. Still, it's not like I can actually explain myself. What would I say? Sorry I neglected my duties and left the government's truck in the middle of nowhere, but Yellowstone the girl took me to Yellowstone the park? May as well trade my badge for a straitjacket at that
Oh my god, you too?
That happened to me last year. Groaning, Jessie fakes a cry that sounds just a little too real.
Why do always make my job so much harder, Eve?
It's supposed to be you, I believe.
Is it fun? I remember when I used to have fun.
Oh boy, I really did it this time. Look, I'm really sorry, Jessie. Something came up and I had to, I coughed because there's no way I can say this with a straight face and it won't sound bad.
Feminine problems.
Hitch a ride back and take care of it. God, it sounds even worse out loud.
Oh, the walk of shame. I understand. Take the truck then. I had to send Ernie to go get it. Now I'm down a man and there's 24 completely full trash cans in high occupancy areas. As if I don't already have enough on my hands with all of this Yellowstone business. Do you know how many locals called me about the earthquakes?
Why are they calling you?
I don't know. Is it close?
No. Please tell me it was just one lone idiot.
Is the Parks Department one giant group?
I mean, it is technically, but why would they? Unless it's people around here calling them to be like, hey, did anything happen there? Or
Try 42 today.
Someone give this poor woman a break. Whatever she makes is not enough.
I know! It's like, hello, this isn't even the right park. And even if it were, I don't have any information that's not on the news. And I don't think my degree in criminal justice qualifies me to try and gather more.
Oh, big surprise. You find an excuse to mention your degree in criminal justice.
Yeah. I'm at the end of my rope and it's starting to look more and more like a noose.
For the past 12 hours, the news cycle has been ablaze with reports of volcanic activity centered in Yellowstone National Park.
Now it's a noose.
Several earthquakes, one of which was a 7.2 on the Richter scale, have also been reported.
Now it's hanging itself from the ceiling.
Oh god, it's coming right for me! All the scientist types have been up in arms. Young guys with messy hair on talk shows huffing and puffing about how catastrophic this could be. Call it a hunch, but I think it's all going to die down in a few days.
I am literally dead right now.
Well, it sounds like you have your work cut out for you. Give me a call if you need a hand. I'm not good for much, but maybe I can help you manage the chaos.
Aw, Eve.
In my head, I can clearly see her bring her hand to her chest in appreciation.
I'll live another day. I always knew you were good. You just need a push in the right direction.
That's me, Eve the Good Ranger.
That's your title now. Congratulations. Well, Eve the Good Ranger, don't think your newfound kindness means you're off the hook.
Her voice gets quieter, but she sounds closer than ever, as if her lips are brushing against the mic.
Not by a long shot.
Static.
Over and out.
More static. I set aside the mic and headset. An ominous sense of dread washes over me as I drag myself over to my spot at
And
the
another
table.
thing. Trouble in Paradise.
Yosemite peers over her book. I flop down on my chair and glance over at Yellowstone, who's busy working away at the sink. Nothing worth opening wounds over. Sunlight bursts through the window, the flimsy curtain doing little to inhibit it. It drapes itself like a lazy cat across the table, warming the pages on my hand. I pick up my pen, it in my grasp over Teddy, one page already half full with words. Okay.
Teddy was her journal.
Yeah, I pick up my pen in my... Okay. I pause, staring out the window as I try to think of what to write next. Yosemite alternates between sipping her tea and writing a few words at a time. She catches me staring once. but rather than a challenge or an insult, she just nods in acknowledgement. An unspoken truce between us. Not far away, Pup and Zion sit beside each other on the floor. Pup wolfs down a bowl hat of the finest puppy chow, his long tongue assaulting every single speck of food.
Oh God, Purina.
Zion balances her bowl of oatmeal on her knee, a generous portion of raisins decorating its surface. She tries, unsuccessfully, to feed one to Pup.
I don't want that shit.
That's not coyote food either, is it?
Yellowstone glances over from the hot stove where she's cooking. Zion looks up, a raisin stuck to her finger.
Coyote food?
Yep,
Weren't you just saying the other day that he shouldn't have any people food?
Zion frowns for a second and smiles wide.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Ha! Sorry, boy, I shouldn't have teased you with this.
The raisin on her finger rejoins the rest of its kind. Pup seems wholly indifferent. He's finished his meal and is pushing his bowl around on the floor as he tries to slurp up every last morsel.
I'm alright.
Yellowstone smiles to herself as she stirs the eggs and flips the pancakes, not sure that anyone else sees. As she cooks, she occasionally darts away from the stovetop to place an errant book on the shelf, or to wipe down the stains left behind by my coffee mug. She rinses out the percolator and deposits it in the sink.
God.
Then with the
down.
same motion, she deftly slides a perfectly round pancake onto a plate. She repeats the process several more times before carrying that's distracting me.
Yeah, right?
It's steaming plates to the table.
Bon appetit!
It's the thought that counts.
She's like, she waits for you. She's like, you gotta say thank you.
Yeah. Poke, poke. Like there's a slight rumble. She slides one of the plates in front of me. It's laden with fluffy scrambled eggs and equally fluffy pancakes.
She puts up a poster. Have you thanked Yellowstone today?
This looks great, as always. Yellowstone beams in response. Then she swoops over to the other side of the table, proudly delivering Yosemite's breakfast a safe distance away from the open book. Yosemite slides that away as she picks up her fork.
Thanks.
Yellowstone's hand freezes just inches above the tabletop. I also set down the bite of food I was about to take, staring at Yosemite.
What?
She hurriedly chews and swallows her first bite of food, looking from me to Yellowstone and back again. Two big old tears swim in Yellowstone's eyes, tears of joy.
Don't mention it.
I can't believe my ears. She knows how to say the T word after all.
Tits.
Yosemite glares at me, but it's not as sharp as usual. After all, she knows she can't really deny it in this case, so she just rolls her eyes, sheathing the daggers in them, and goes back to her breakfast. Yosemite glares at me, but it's not as sharp as usual. After all, she knows she can't really deny it in this case. She just rolls her eyes, sheathing the daggers. I think I already read this.
You did. I was just going to let you do it, but...
I'm losing my mind. And with a bounce in her step, Yellowstone goes back to her own meal. The pancakes are as perfect and delicious as before. I devour them with gusto, a lot like Pup with his meal. Some of the syrup from the cakes is spilled over onto the eggs, giving those a tinge of sweetness.
Ooh, that's perfect.
I scarf them down too. Yeah, I just put syrup on my eggs to begin with.
Just mix everything together. It's breakfast.
Yep. We spend our whole meal in comfortable silence, save for the occasional whine from Pup and the giggles from Zion as she plays with him. Once we're finished, I collect both my plate and Yosemite's and start to carry them to the sink. Like a homing missile, Yellowstone intercepts me, whisking the plates out of my hand before I can even protest.
Interception!
Oops, I can handle those. Just gotta shake a tail feather here.
Half a pancake and most of Yellowstone's scrambled eggs remain on her plate.
You have to pat her on the butt in appreciation.
I gotta get me one of those. It's okay, you can finish eating. I can take care of these. I reach for my and Yosemite's plates once again, but Yellowstone holds them out of reach.
Don't touch my shit.
There's already
I want appreciation, but I have to do everything myself, though.
I gotta earn it. Beat my feet.
There's already a precarious stack of dirty dishes in the sink, and I don't know how she plans to add these to the pile without making a mess.
It's no sweat. No siree.
Despite the visible beads of sweat on her face, Yellowstone keeps up the charade. Hey, seriously, just let...
I said!
Yellowstone starts to lose her balance, and the syrupy fork slides from a plate and clatters to the ground below. Pup flinches in surprise,
Oh my god!
growling at the insolent piece of silverware that dared to enter his domain.
Whoops. Sorry about that.
Here you go. It's even dirtier now, though.
5-second rule.
Dirt and dust cling to the maple syrup, clogging up the tines of the fork. Yellowstone grimaces as she tosses it into the sink, aware of the extra scrubbing it'll need. I settle back down into my seat, recognizing that Yellowstone's not going to let me win here.
Just throw it in her head.
I mean it, I don't mind helping out. But Yellowstone just waves away my offer, despite the fact that she's using one hand to balance our dishes and her other hand to try to cut her pancakes so she can eat.
And the other one to give a peace sign.
Yeah, is she trying to cut them with her fingers? It's okay, it's okay. With a deep, deep sigh, Yosemite places a bookmark in her journal and stands up. Everyone turns to look at her, expecting some tirade about how she can't focus with all this noise going on. I have to poop. But instead she faces Yellowstone and smiles.
How about I help out instead? The person doesn't make the difference. I still don't want help.
Oh, what a kid's cartoon ending this is. Yellowstone's face cycles through a variety of emotions faster than I can process. To her credit, she doesn't start crying again.
It's the feel-good visual novel of the summer.
Yeah. Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure. Now hurry up before I change my mind.
Okay.
I've changed my mind.
Educate yourself. Then I set Teddy aside. Outside, a loud banging sound begins to disturb the quiet park air. There's the distinctive sound of a door being thrown open, and then familiar voices can be heard.
Hey!
Oh, that's yesterday's
No,
idiot.
I don't remember them.
That was
Devil woman?
weeks ago. Was it?
Yeah, that was the guy at least.
Told me you'd taken care of it last night. I don't know where the stinking office is or even if they can help us.
Well, go find someone. We can't go all day without water.
I know. Just give me a second to think.
The bickering couple from yesterday and their clunky tin can. I reach for my hat and put it on, adjusting my uniform just a little bit so my my badge is visible.
Are you gonna go give them the what for?
No, not this time.
Can I do it?
Just swoops in and dive bombs them. I head to the front door.
I have to go poop.
My hand on the knob. From the sink, Yosemite glances at me over her shoulder and throws me a nod. I'm gonna go help out.
The end.
Yeah! We all learned something.
We all feel better.
Yeah.
Is there a fireside chat?
I'm sure there is after the credits.
Right. You gotta achieve Mo. If only that was linked to Xbox or something.
Yeah, I could not care less about Steam achievements.
Are they even worth points, or is it just
No.
you got 7
the
of 7?
thing you want in Steam are the trading cards.
Oh.
You unlock trading cards in games, and you can sell them.
Okay.
And some of them sell for a lot because some of them have big-titted anime women on them.
Oh, well, I want those.
And people want to buy them because they want the collection.
These might be cool.
They're not. I bet they're not. I mean, the achievement picture was literally like a 3-year-old's drawing of a volcano for every single one of them. It's like, y'all can draw these characters. You can't take the time to draw achievement pictures?
No.
Come on.
Eve Adams, Travis, Yosemite, Eric, Yellowstone, more Travis.
Yeah. Lots of Travis.
Daisy Guevara,
Hadley
Idiot wife.
Goodwill.
Clara.
Michael Kovat. Oh, he was Jakey and Croc.
Nice.
Oh, there's like a song going on.
Yeah. So take these broken wings.
And learn to fly again.
That's probably the song that's going on.
It's not.
The Angel of Darkness was a Patreon supporter.
Sweet. Apple Kid. Block 30. DJ Squishy. Just DJ. Demetrius.
Mega Apple Pie.
Nice. Superintendent
Solid Batman.
Chalmers.
With a bagel.
Nice.
And that good old Ren P.
Special thanks to the National Park Service.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Yeah. Thanks for saving us.
Thanks for not having a super volcano activate when you piss off women.
Yeah.
That was all you guys.
It's all your fault. Not an accurate example of the runnings of the National Park Service. Really?
Oh!
They don't interact with personifications of the parks?
I thought it was exactly like this. I was all ready to go into the park
I
service.
was ready to sign up.
I really hope we get another fireside chat. Yay!
Yep.
All right.
Howdy-o, campers, and welcome back to another edition of mine and Zion's Fireside Chat.
I'm so excited
She's
to learn.
adorable.
Hello, it's very nice to be here.
There was a whole lot of ruckus about the Yellowstone supervolcano in today's episode. We're pretty sure most of you got the gist of it.
But we're a tiny bit afraid it might have gone over some of your heads.
Yeah, we think you're idiots. I know it would have whizzed over mine if it weren't for the fact that it is my head.
Oh, Yellowstone.
Shut up.
So that's what we're going to talk about today. Some basic information about the Yellowstone supervolcano. Yosemite says learning is super important, so I hope you can take this knowledge with you wherever you go in the world.
I totally will, even though I completely forgot the first one.
It did come up. I don't remember why. We were talking about national parks, and I just kind of like chuckled to myself. I'm like, oh my god. I'm going to actually contribute to this conversation because
of this.
it had to do with, I forgot who it was now. Teddy Roosevelt buying Yosemite National Park or whatever, or one of the national parks.
He's the one who made it into a national park.
Yeah. I was like, oh my god, I actually know about this now.
Yeah.
Because you just got to know a thing or two about gastrology if you like national parks.
Yeah, that's what we want to hear about your gastrointestinal system. I think you meant to say geology, Yellowstone.
Geology.
Yeah, that one. Great. Now you just say that word over and over again until you can't forget it.
Dope AF.
Oh, God.
Geology. Geology.
Well, not right now. So while she's doing that,
Geology.
I should probably start off by
Geology.
explaining that the supervolcano is what we call a caldera. A caldera is a big hollow space that's made after a lot of magma is shot out during an eruption. If enough magma is shot out, the ground above it loses support, and the whole thing goes tumbling into the magma chamber.
And then I get pregnant.
That's geology for you. Can't understand a lick of it.
Well, I'm glad you remembered how to say it, at least.
Wowzers, give me some credit here. There's a whole lot of stuff I can remember.
I don't even know why I'd do this with you. Really? I'd like to hear what you know.
I remember you're a bitch. Okie dokie, artichokey. Hang tight, because I'm about to drop some super high volcano facts on you, dope AF.
That's what I was going to say. It's going to be dope AF.
First off, the volcano has only ever had a gigantic eruption 3 times, and they all happened between 2.1 million years ago and 640,000 years ago.
Last time it killed 1 million people.
My chasm's too big. No one can please me.
Does that mean when you almost flipped your lid? That was the first time been active in a super duper long time?
I like how we just take this knowledge and ruin it.
Of course.
Like,
Nuh-uh. Just because it hasn't gone kaboom in a minute doesn't mean it's not active.
What?
I'm very active.
I'm sexually active. Oh, yeah. There's plenty of good old-fashioned volcano junk happening underground. In fact, the cause of... One sec. Gotta look at my hand. Geothermal. In fact, the cause of all the geothermal vents that we have, a whole slew of geysers across the park, including my gal, Old Faithful. Ain't that just groovy? I thought it was Old Faithful, not Old Faithful. There's no D, is there?
There is now.
Maybe there is a D. I don't know.
That is pretty... What is it? Let me look at the back of my hand. Dope AF. God, that's stupid.
Ugh.
I'm with you on that one. But what if it goes kaboom for real? It's a little scary to think about.
Then we're all dead. No need to freak. As long as I don't flip my lid again, it should be all good in the neighborhood.
Oh, that's a relief. Thank goodness.
But
Uh-oh.
a lot of tiny earthquakes do happen in Yellowstone. Somewhere in the ballpark of 2,500 every year.
Oh my god.
Uh-oh. That's more than I would have expected.
Relax. Go do it. It's just nature doing its thing.
It doesn't sound so bad when you say it like that.
It's totally gonna blow one day, though, and kill us all.
Please don't say something so terrifying so casually.
Not today, cutie, or tomorrow. The day after tomorrow, or even in the next couple of centuries.
Well, you can't guarantee that.
Yeah. But it will, one day. And when it does, a big old plume of ash is going to pelt down on Wyoming and all the other surrounding states. Plant life and livestock will be suffocated by it and kick the bucket. Maybe even regular folks, too. Buildings and equipment are probably going to get squashed by all the rock. Entire communities might be wiped off the map. Worst case scenario, the delays in agriculture and production could lead to a global economic freefall. Whee! Oh, looks like we're all out of time. Catch you next time, campers, and remember to love our parks. Ooh, oh.
Wiped off the map.
Yeah!
Yay! We're all gonna die.
All it will take is one super volcano to go off, and the planet's doomed.
Yeah, great.
Like, it'll cause, like, all kinds of...
Well, it like blocks out the sun and
yeah.
like
The climate will completely change, even worse than it already is, and it'll fuck up, like, all the fucking plant life, and... Yeah, we'll all be dead.
Cruel.
All it will take is one,
Well,
and we're fucked.
don't piss off Yellowstone.
Right?
What if she's like gets in a relationship and I mean we're just all doomed.
I mean, she's got a lot of pent-up aggression.
She does.
That's why she's not holding Yellowstone's hand.
I think they really need to, apologize to her and appreciate her.
Yeah. Let her wash the dishes when she says she wants to wash the dishes.
The moral of the story is appreciate your women or the world will end.
I'm willing to take that risk.